Welcome! We are here. It is time for Curse of Strahd. This is crazy shit. We're gonna try and jump in here as quick as possible. I'm gonna run through the announcements. And I just forgot what all of them were. So we have Wednesday, we are having our community block party. We're gonna in Sovereignty. We're gonna be playing Isle of Cats. We're gonna have a couple different tables set up. We have a bunch of people. So if you want to play Isle of Cats with us, download Sovereignty onto your device, your computer, or whatever the hell, and then watch us on Wednesday. We're gonna open up the tables. We're gonna do a bunch of shit on Sovereignty. It's gonna be a good time. I have not been worried about that because I've been stressing out about this. Don't forget that you can use your bits and your donations as chatspiration. It's going to be rolling through our little box over here. You just so many bits, so many monies will get dice, and if you want to send those dice to a specific person, throw it into chat who you want it to go to, or otherwise they're just going to go into a community pool. You can also give them to me. I appreciate it.
Where's mine?
So we got all of our sponsors are down below. One that we want to highlight for these Curse of Strahd streams is 1985. I'm going to be using a lot of the 1985 assets that they graciously sent us to use. I also purchased the Beadle and Grimm's box, so there's also going to be really nice shit from Beadle and Grimm's that we're just going to push in here. I've got cashews. I've got my new dice. I've got this wonderful smelly stuff that is aromatically developing the room so we can all get down into Barovia proper. I tell you what, we're doing this shit. So here we go. Blood Daddy's ready.
Before we do this, I'm going to switch over to the main screen. I just want to do the thank yous real quick.
Yeah,
people that have done some stuff.
Fuck my asshole.
Hi, everyone. Hello. No?
Hello?
First of all, I want to say lots of people resubbed and lots of new things, so let's go through these really quick. Olympian, you resub. Thank you so much. Unruly resub. Lucigen resub. Unruly gifted 10 subs. Thank you so much. Arliel gifted the sub. Olympian gifted 10 subs. Rackafunk gifted 10 subs. Bill gave
So many
50
subs.
bits. Olympian cheered 5,000 bits.
Jesus, so many biddies.
So Olympian, that's 5. Does that mean each one of us gets a D20? Like more or less a...
Olympian, stop it.
Stop your shit.
Stop it. Oh my goodness.
So Boggles, thank you so much for that follow.
Hello. Hi, game. I know who that is. I know them.
We're just going to say that everyone gets a D20. So here is a bunch of things. You can use this. If you have a shitty roll, you can use it to re-roll.
Okay.
It's more or less like give yourself advantage. So let's take a D20 out of there, just to mark it. And then that's that little... That was what that little
I'll take the blue one.
thing is for.
I take another black one.
And that's what that little bowl thing is for. If you want to, you can use it.
I just used it.
Ding dong.
Unlike normal streams.
Derek, you have 2 now.
Fantastic. Fucking yes.
Do you need one right here?
No, he has his own.
I want to find a D20 that's not black.
Unlike normal streams, we are not going to be interacting with chat as much. We're going to be fully into the game. I think Steven's going to keep an eye out. We're going to keep an eye on it, but there's not going to be a whole lot of interaction. But we appreciate all your bits, all your donations, everything you guys are doing, all your subs, even the follows mean a lot to us. We know we've been hyping this up a lot. We want to get new people in here. We know people want D&D. We also want to play D&D. So we are hyped for it. Anybody else have anything to say while I shuffle these cards?
I'm just going to try to fix the camera.
Cool. Here's something interesting. The background art behind all of us is very interesting. This is AI generated imagery. I used an AI to make these backdrops, and I'm fucking impressed, dude.
I mean, they look
Yeah.
spicy good.
The Curse of
Spicy?
Strahd, the Curse of
Spicy good.
Strahd background back here, over here in the corner. I actually drew that myself. Pretty proud of that.
Good job.
Fantastic. And we're also going to see a little bit of character art tonight that was done by one of our mods and good friends, Catskills, the Amber Archer, on Twitter and Instagram.
Thank you so much, Amber.
Amber Cat you can commission her for your art. She has fucking dice and all kinds of shit.
If you want dice, do it now because
saw.
she's getting ready to close down her shop for a little bit because she's getting ready to move.
moving.
So if you want dice, go to her Ko-fi and do that now. That also should be a command that will be scrolling through chat. Definitely support her. She does so much for us and our community.
Also, if you like silly things, she's the person to go to because I saw a very silly commission that she was working on.
Yeah, dude.
Yep.
But yeah. So many good things.
Hello.
Macabre
Mariposa.
Well,
Here we go, gang. Here we go. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it.
start the music.
Here we go. Start the music.
Bring in some mood.
Start the. Oh, also, we're using Syrinscape. We're testing out Syrinscape. We're using it for the first time. We're gonna see how that goes. But yeah, there's the music.
Also, chat, I can see you guys, so if the music is too loud, too quiet, whatever the case may be, please let me know and I will adjust it on my end.
Ready?
Ready. Sure.
A bright, sunny day finds our characters on a path, coming from a village, traveling through the woods, maybe not even on an actual road. Each one of them is alone. For one reason or another, they are by themselves. They have each been startled by a note sealed with wax. They have already seen this, but I'm going to go ahead and read it to you all. Either sitting on the ground, hanging from a tree, tucked into, nailed to a crossroad sign, on their solo journey, a note with their specific names on it just appears in front of them. Not out of nowhere, it doesn't just poop into existence, but it's there. It reads, "Tomorrow night, there will be a meeting of the exceptional. On a treeless hill, a band of gypsies will be hosting yourself and 3 others. To share tales of your adventures so far, imbibing of beverages of your liking, and welcoming your futures. The festivities begin when the first of you arrives. The invitees, a gnomish ravager, small in stature, huge in personality. An outcast daughter finding her way. A unique soul with the experience and fewer stories to tell. And a believer searching and navigating the crossroads of fate." We pick up as the first of these adventurers, journeyers, wanderers approaches the base of the hill. Megan, will you go ahead and introduce your character for me?
Yeah, sure can. Give me a second. Let me, where I need to.
Ding dong.
Yes. She is very small. She is about 3 feet tall. She looks up to everyone. She has long, curly, pink hair and blue eyes. Her face is very dainty. She's very petite. One side of her head is shaved with a little braid that goes through. But yes, her name is Galdira Armila Rosixis Yolis Tinkerboot. But if I had any friends, they'd call me Gary.
For me?
Yes.
Hi.
Gary, as you make your way out down the road to this hill, you faintly hear a little bit of music, a little bit of talking. And as you make your way up, you see 3 barrel-topped wagons parked at odd angles. Tied to a nearby tree grazing are a half-dozen draft horses wearing bright coats with bangles and tassels. An older black man with a bald head and a long goatee that's braided with beads and ribbon looks down the hill and notices you, and he does a big old one of these waves, and he starts pulling you up. He calls you up, and yeah, as you make your way up to the top of that hill, he's wearing a loose silk shirt with his chest exposed. He's got bell-bottom pants on, purple bell-bottom pants with shiny gold stripes down to his bare feet. As you get closer, he throws open his arms, and even at a distance, you can smell what's happening. There's a bonfire going, and just the faint smell of wine that's just coming across this camp. As you reach the top of the hill, I'm going to move this stuff out of the way. As you come to the top of the hill, this is what you see. There's already a campfire burning. And just people, just having a good time. About a dozen folks, maybe a little less. And the gentleman, he comes to you. As you get closer, he says, "Ah, my friend, welcome, welcome. You are, hold on, don't tell me. They know."
That is an amazing trick.
That's what they say.
What is your name?
My name is Stanley.
May I call you Stan?
You may not.
Okay. You look very dapper. I very much like your pants.
Appreciate you very much.
Do you know why we're here?
Did you not read your note?
I read the note, but I don't know you, so I don't know how I got invited here.
That is something you need not worry about. For now, we are here to share stories. You're the first to arrive. And he claps his hands, his ring-clad hands. He claps his hands, and everybody goes, "Hey!" And they crack open a new crate of wine, and they start just tossing wine bottles around, and everybody starts drinking. The music comes up a little bit louder, and then we're gonna jump over to our next individual, who is Anna. Would you introduce your character as you approach the base of the hill?
Yes, so I'm playing Eris. She's a half tiefling, basically like a mixture of a tiefling and whatever else. She's about 5'9". She's got really long brown hair that stays up in a ponytail. She's got horns, little tiny horns poking out. Really vibrant orange eyes with black facial features with they look like tattoos, but they're little birthmarks. And she has her, what's it called? The tattoos?
Ooh, she's got scroll work, sigils, and spell work tattooed down her
Right arm.
down on the neck and down the right arm.
Neck, down the right arm. She's super cool. She always wears red. She kind of stays. She kind of stays to herself. She was forced out of her family at a young age.
You don't have to do the whole thing.
I know. I'm just saying. She stays to herself. Okay, whatever. That's her. Yeah, that's Eris.
You approach. You get about the same welcome. There are several of the people that are partying here are trying to talk to a little gnome, little pink-haired gnome. They're all sort of gathered around trying to get her drinks and talk to her and everything else. And then you approach, and Stanimir from across the way, he was in like a deep embrace with one of the other people, and he sees you, and he shoves that person to the side, and he comes up to you and says, "Welcome!
Eris.
You are... You look different. The outcast one, yes?
Yeah.
Yes? Are you sure? You know
Yeah,
what I'm...
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know.
Yes. Welcome. Drinks. Stories. We want to speak with you. Speak with us. We want to hear everything. We want to share ourselves. But you will. And he sort of puts his hand on your back and pushes you closer to the group. Next is... Who is next?
Unique soul.
Steven.
Hold on, I'm playing double duty here. So as this party is going on, there's a quiet figure that has been slowly just making their way up to the gathering. He's actually been standing out watching for probably the last hour or so. He watched the two of you just arrive. But when you're not paying much mind, you don't really notice it until he starts moving. And as he gets closer, you notice something's a little off about this guy, namely the fact that his face is made of burlap. He has a patchwork. He has a patchwork leather vest that he wears, a straw hat, and he has, if you didn't know any better, you'd say that it was maybe a tuft of his stuffing, but around his neck he has a locket of blonde hair that's held together by a red ribbon. He is, depending on stuffing, anywhere between 5.5 to 6 feet. He is a scarecrow druid. This is a homebrew race that Derek came up with, so as we play this, there may be tweaks as we play. Just kind of meta, but it is something we're playtesting and trying out. But he's very quiet, tends to keep to himself a little bit, but he just slowly walks into the center of the camp with everyone else.
Do me a favor. I'm just gonna do this above board. Fantastic. As you come in from the side, probably between some of these wagons, Stanimir comes up behind you. He doesn't really say anything. He just sort of leans up against the cart next to you. He says,
Hello.
"Saw you out."
Wasn't necessarily hiding, just most people don't notice me when I'm not talking or moving.
You were the first one here.
I like to observe from a distance.
We wanted to do quite a bit of fanfare for the first one here. Couldn't say anything to anyone else.
The bright one looks like she enjoys the fanfare. Let her have it.
Yes, well, this was upsetting to me. I saw you over there, and then she came up, and I was like, oh, consolation prize, but hey, move on.
My apologies. I'm Thatch, and you are?
Standing here. It's good to have you here, Thatch.
Nice to be here.
You know you're unique, but
I've been told that. I've never...
I've seen plenty of you in my time, believe me. Never one that, observes.
Or the talks.
They said the music's
And with that, he sort of lets you come in at your own pace. He doesn't announce you quite like he announced everybody else. And then finally, as the sun starts to set, our final member comes through. Taylor, would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
You first feel a breeze, sort of a rustle of leaves as this tall, skinny, like 5'11", skinny with long, sort of brown and red and golden hair, steps into the space. She's dressed simply. More so in what seems to be a cleric garb, but meant for adventuring. She has bright brown and golden eyes, and she is smiling as she sees the display of revelry and drinking and merriment. This is Willow, and her hair is slightly tangled with flowers and vines that are slightly decaying. And she sort of rustles herself, and a couple leaves fall off, and she jumps into the circle and goes, "Hi!"
Ah! You snuck up on me!
Did I scare you?
No! I have a special, I have a thing. Everyone knows. I know when things are happening. You didn't scare me.
Oh, the leaves came before me, didn't they?
Yes, that's what gave it away also. I know. Welcome! We're all here, friends! Drink and vibe, tell your stories, mix around.
Hi! I'm Willow. Gary. Nice to meet you, Gary.
It's nice to meet you.
I love your pink hair.
You are very nice.
Oh, thank you. I try to be.
Everyone erupts in laughter, and the four of you now see, they're all enthralled. Everyone sat down and they're just watching.
I think we might be the pièce de resistance.
I slowly kind of walk up into the circle with you three. Hi, I'm Thatch.
It's me. I have never seen. Wait. You're a scarecrow?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
Have you always been a scarecrow?
As long as I remember, yes.
How does this work?
This is work indeed. Oh,
I mean,
you are striking. Love the horns.
Think.
I don't have much of a story to tell. I can tell you what I know of who I am and where I come from. But as far back as I can remember, it's about 5 years ago. I was made, from what I've been told, by a small farmer and his wife and their child, your kind. Lenny and Gloria, Golden Brow, and their tiny daughter Sadie. I guess the story starts a little bit before that. Lenny and Gloria have always trying to have a child. They've been trying for many years, and they were kind of getting up in their years, and they kind of given up that dream. And then one day, about 10 years ago, Gloria got the surprise of her life, and she found out she was pregnant. Needless to say, they were thrilled, and 9 months later, their little rainbow baby, Sadie, was born. She became the love of their life, full of energy, full of love, full of light. And when she was about 5 years old, she was always help out her family, help being the relative term, following her dad around the farm, helping her mother tend to the animals by chasing them. And one night, after dinner, Lenny and Sadie were working together to make a new scarecrow for the field. And earlier that day, Sadie had been out playing in the creek, and she had found this rock that she really liked. It was a very smooth little rock. And as Lenny was finishing sewing me up, she pulled it out of her pocket, and it was roughly heart-shaped. And she's like, "Wait, Daddy, everything needs a heart, including scarecrows." And Lenny kind of laughed and said, "Well, you gotta make a wish on it before you put it in there." So she did, and she put it inside of me, sewed me up, and went to bed that night. It was actually a night that there was a nice meteor shower going. And in the middle of the night, I came to consciousness. Don't have much memory after that. Kind of woke up, looked around, saw that I had tools around me, and saw there was a field, so for the rest of that night, I went out and started working in the field, harvesting crops and tending to the fields, because I didn't seem to be tired. The next morning, I was carrying a bushel of crops out of the field when Lenny and Sadie came out. Lenny looked a little bit concerned, but Sadie squealed, yelled it worked, and ran up and threw her arms around my leg. From then on, I kind of helped them tend the crops. Beyond that, I went to town with them and would help them sell the crops. Unfortunately, about a year and a half ago, Sadie took it.
She died.
I'll get there.
Don't end the story.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
She took very ill and was bedridden. And during this time, we had tried everything we could. And a very well-dressed man came through town. And from what people were saying is that he could perform miracles. So we went and saw him and begged him to come take a look at Sadie. He did, and that night he made up a little potion, gave it to her, and he said, "We know in the morning if it was going to work." And the next morning, Sadie was up. She was happy. She was healthy. He came back out to check on her, and he was happy to see it happen. But he said, "No, this is only going to be temporary." Lenny had tried to pay him that previous night for his work, and he said, "Don't worry about it, because if this works, it's going to cost a lot more for the actual cure. This is just going to see if what my theory is correct."
Fucking charlatans.
And so it did work. So this guy, I believe his name, I remember his name. Give me just a second.
This
Does
is
he have a
hell of
brain?
story.
I know, it's enthralling.
I was not
So he has a
anticipating
heart.
just saying,
Have a
tell
brain.
your stories and happening. I thought I'd have to coax it out of you with
He's
wine.
very trusting.
This guy, Marcel,
In the life.
he said for the cure, it would cost around 200 gold. This broke
What the price?
Lenny and Galdira's heart. They didn't have that kind of money.
Oh,
They were simple farmers. But they said they would do everything they could to get that money. And that night,
They sold.
Lenny and I, we harvested every single crop. We stripped the field to the bare bones. We sold all the animals. We
All
sold
of it?
most of the tools. There was nothing left. But after a few days, we actually had the 200 gold, and at that point, Sadie had been back to being bedridden.
oh,
And so we got the 200 gold. We went and found him, gave him the 200 gold. He said, "Fantastic, he's looking at the supplies, he'll be back." Next morning rolls around, he doesn't show.
Oh,
Still doesn't show. By that evening, I offered to go into town to see if I could find him. I went to the inn where he was staying, and the innkeeper said that he had left that morning.
fucking sharp.
did you hunt them down to kill her?
Fortunately, he was long gone by then.
No.
I went back and broke the news to Lenny and Gloria. About 3 weeks later, Sadie
Oh. My gods.
I knew it.
felt a little piece of me kind of break at that second.
Me too.
During the simple service, because there wasn't much of anything left, Gloria gave me a small locket of Sadie's hair and a little ribbon that she usually wear that I carry with me.
Is that the locket?
Disgusting.
Yes. The problem is that Lenny and Gloria are kind of destitute now. They have nothing left. The fields are stripped. They had a shovel, a hoe, and a scythe. And you notice that he's actually carrying the scythe.
Surely they have a community that they could.
And you left them?
I told them that I would go find work and get money and send it back to them.
I don't think this is gonna be a good job, but okay.
Well, anything that I get, I generally send back to them.
Understood.
What the prince?
And I've been traveling for the last year, sending back what little money I can scrape by when I can get work. Obviously, some people are turned off by my parents and won't necessarily give me the time.
Quite fascinating.
So,
I mean, a little girl made you. Of course it's fascinating.
Everyone, let's raise a glass to Sadie.
To Sadie.
To say,
Yes, indeed. Clink, clink.
Clink,
clink.
But if I ever do find Marcella,
period.
You know,
I will help you
excellent
smash his head in.
story. Oh, well, there we go.
I
Okay.
got the things.
Can I? Excellent story. Beautifully told. As a storyteller myself, let me give you some advice. Next time you tell this story, don't feed it all to them in one go. Make them move on. You just fed that 5 minutes. You could have stretched that thing out. People would have been asking questions. We could have been drinking. And then just like, look, tears everywhere. She died. A little girl. And you just said it. Just with no, just dead. Just, you, next time you go and you just spread that shit out. You give them a little bit here, a little crumb over here. But I tell you what,
You don't
no
need to
offense
tell
to
all
me.
your-
hell of a thing.
Scamir, I don't like telling the story, and I'd rather just get it over with and stretch it out.
Understand.
And-
Listen, my fella, don't tell it at all.
What is
Well,
your
you
name?
asked where I came from, and where I come
You could
from.
have just said the farm.
What is your name?
She's right. This one knows how to tell a story.
Well, I appreciate you sharing.
My name is Thatch.
That.
And I also
Like a
maybe
Thatch.
discovered that I had some powers.
From the hearts she put in for you?
See, here we go.
Powers.
This is
Wait,
another little. This
wait,
is an
was
aspect
it
of the
like a-
story. Do you see what happened? You see what happened? You waited. You paused. The story was over, and then you give them more.
Was it the human heart that she put?
I think this
No,
What
and
did
I
you
actually
say it was?
you
It's
see
with
me
a
actually
rock.
reach underneath my. You actually see me reach in and actually pull out this little like smooth like.
Oh, heart like crystal?
No. It's literally a river rock.
Okay.
It's a rock.
It's a
rock.
literal rock that has the rough shapings that would kind of look like it would resemble a heart. And now you notice like right in the center of it there is like almost like a little crack.
Oh, your heart broke. With your permission.
Well, I have to keep it, hold on to it because it.
Consent is
Ooh.
key, folks.
It's very smooth.
If you're trying to
If he
touch
loses his
somebody's
heart-
heart, you got to ask first.
That's why I said consensual.
Can I put it back in?
It's not
Speaking
just
of
a
which, what are your
boulder.
preferred pronouns?
It's a
Uh,
rock.
They them.
They them? Okay.
I don't necessarily have genitalia.
Let me ask you
True,
this.
you are a scarecrow.
You respond to it,
I'll respond to pretty much anything. I've
but not
also
it. Never respond to it. You are a living thing. Do not let anyone tell you that
they,
you're
them,
not.
Exactly.
him, whatever you want to say, I will respond.
There you go.
Well, thank you for sharing that.
Oh, Thatch. My name is Gary. It's actually Galdira Aramila Rosixiolis, but if my friends call me Gary,
I was wondering if it stood for something.
if I had friends, but hopefully you all will be my friends.
This is almost as accepting as it's upsetting as the girl died. You don't have any friends, little one. You
No.
have friends.
No,
Stanimir is your friend.
I don't know you.
Yes, you do. Stanimir is your friend.
It's a strange adventure.
Well, Gary, I'm Willow.
Oh, well,
I am your first friend.
Yay! I like that very much. You may call me Gary if you wish. You can also say the whole other thing, but it's really
Say the whole other thing again.
What?
Say the whole other thing again.
Galdira Aramila Rosixis Yolis.
Your sixes.
Rosixi.
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 Yolis.
Yolis.
Galdamira.
Galdira.
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 Aramila
Aramila.
Rosixi
Rosixi.
Yolis.
Yolis.
Tinkerboot is my last name, but you don't really need to know that. It doesn't have anything to do with the Gary.
Are you okay with us just calling you Gary?
You can call me Gary.
Good.
Now, barring anyone else wanting to tell us their life tale like this one just did.
I thought we were here to tell stories. That's what the invitation says, and he pulls out the invitation. That
You are
says-
100% right. However, that invitation was just here to lure you here, and I wasn't expecting anyone to just spill out their whole life story on
Yeah,
the table.
you need to take
The
some
reality
time.
is, Stanimir has a story.
Ah,
To be fair, my life story is only 5 years long, so it's not that
Yeah.
long. But
And
You're
it can be
naive,
told
so
in
you
5
don't-
minutes or less.
such a baby.
You don't know to keep things to yourself. Just you've been living.
No, I'm just
Not
only
So
5
wait,
years
I
old.
must-
living-
I-
What?
There's nothing wrong
I'm
with
very
living in the
good with faces. I'm not very good with names. So
Sure.
we have Thatch and Willow. What is your name again? Eris.
Eris.
Eris. And you are a
half teeth.
half tiefling.
Tiefling, fascinating.
Interesting. Yes.
Stanimir.
Yes, indeed. Oh, and these are the Vistani.
Hi, Vishta.
These are my family. These are my children. These are not my children. But we are a family, the Vistani.
Do you do? Do you travel a lot?
We travel everywhere.
Do
You're
you perform?
gypsies.
Do you have special talents?
What about?
Stanimir, of course, has special.
What is your special talent?
I know
See the
things.
future.
You know things. You saw that. You said I was a gnome. It's very easy to tell that I was a gnome.
I don't
And he
know.
didn't
It
know
can
what
be
I was.
confused sometimes with halflings, depending on the size.
He
Ah.
did not. He did not know
Very
what I
small.
was.
But
A gnome.
Yeah.
What else do you know?
cool. Aperture. You're the scary one.
Yeah, you do carry a really big axe.
Yes.
Axes.
I
Look
like
how-
my axe.
And look how firm she is.
Tiny
Just
bits.
down there on the ground, she could just launch like a picnic.
So stout.
I feel very small at the moment.
Like a little badger.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just launches.
I don't think she finds that favorable.
I think you're insulting her.
Like a
In Gnomish,
like a
little cat just launches.
in Gnomish, I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite animal?
he knows languages besides common.
Everyone has said something. You know this.
Oh, I'm so
I
curious.
don't regular animal. It needs to be something scary.
It has to be an animal. For everyone that I've seen.
We'll find out. We'll
What have
find
you
out.
seen?
A lot of things.
Well, I lived in the forest, so
Gibbering. Nothing's
oh, I love bears.
bears.
I'm gonna just turn into a brown bear and put you on my
What
shoulders.
the fuck?
So that way you're no longer on the ground. You're now sitting on a bear.
And for everyone else, what has appeared in front of you is a full-size brown bear. However, he's a stuffed teddy bear.
He's a stuffed teddy.
It does not grow skin. It is also made out of burlap. It is also filled with whatever Thatch is filled with. I think this is hilarious.
It's a straw bear.
It is fantastic.
I think
Scary.
stylistically, sure, but you also have dragonborns that are druids that can change into furry creatures, and dragons don't have fur either.
I made up the race.
There-
Very cute.
It's there.
Very
girl.
impressive.
Oh my goodness.
Stanimir jumps back. He says, "What the hell?" He says, "Thatch, are you a bear? What the fuck is going on here?"
Never seen a scarecrow turn into a bear before.
I've never seen anybody turn into a bear before.
This is the best day ever.
Is it the scare bear?
Scare bears.
I've never seen one before.
That
Or a scarecrow,
is
but okay.
fantastic.
He's not very scary.
Well, the eyes though are a little off-putting.
Oh, yeah, they're into it.
I think they're like obsidian. They're fascinating.
To each their own. Very cool. He's a bear though.
It's cool.
But now that you're sitting on me, you're kind of eye level with everyone else.
Ah,
Can you turn into anything else? Yes. Okay.
He still understands what we're saying.
That's so weird.
They were gibbering earlier. Now he's a bear.
I didn't
we
know
weren't
bears could
gibbering.
speak.
We were speaking in gnomish.
Oh.
We're speaking and see. I was right.
Right. It's not gibberish. You're not very good with the people, are you?
You'll love it. Eventually, you will love Stanley.
Good.
Drinks! Scare Bear!
Here, bear.
Clink!
Flink. Flink.
Scare
Slay.
Bear. Now, I don't want to prevent anyone. Oh, don't do that to a bear. Are you crazy?
It's just Thatch.
I guess just scratches on the ears.
Now, if anyone else would like to tell a story, you're more than welcome. But as I said, I really put you here so Stanley could tell a story.
Do you want to hear our stories, or do you want to go
no,
on?
listen, whatever you want. If you want to tell your story, that's 100% up to you to tell a story.
I come from a magic.
Stanley here.
Did Stanley knew this?
Could you tell me which realm?
Magical realms.
That is quite true. But do you know what the magical realm is called?
Many things are called many things.
True.
I may call it one thing, you call it something else. I'm going to say it was not this world.
That's where you're wrong.
You said a magical place. This place is not magical. This is a hill.
I'm kidding.
Oh, fantastic. We have jokes now. Stanley just wants to tell a story. Now everybody else is talking.
Where did you come from then? If you want to tell, you don't have to tell.
Oh?
You put it out there, so.
I did. I don't remember much. I remember falling through a hole,
Oh.
coming into the forest with a great kersplat, and my brother was with me. And I don't remember much about where I come from, but we sort of gallivanted through the woods for a while until we found a town. And I met this really nice lady. Her name is Luna, and she took me in and my brother, and we lived with him for a while. But I'm striking out on my own, and so did he. So
Where is your brother then?
I don't know. No, I think I would feel it. He's my twin.
Sense.
Mhm.
Sure.
Oh, so you have those twin telepathy?
Yeah. But yeah, I fell through a hole, and now I'm here.
You see, everyone? That fucking story. We still have questions. There are no answers. Where is the brother? Where does she actually come from? What that is?
You are very confused about people's life stories being entertainment. I don't feel like people's life stories should be entertainment.
This is pain. You want us to go through all this pain to make us better people.
Does the pain make you a better person?
No!
Life's trials do.
When you get over them.
You work through
Over
them.
something like this? Our
Well,
brother is
no.
gone.
Okay?
Yeah, it's sad.
The girl is dead. You don't get over things like this.
No!
It's
I'm
So
sad.
how does that make us a better person? We're hurting.
I'm going to tell you a story.
Okay, go tell me.
And none of us will get over that, I guarantee it.
But what is your story?
You sure you don't want to tell your story? See? Beautiful. I've got so many questions, and this is what I'm here for. Because questions, Venomir comes back, this time. Right. Yes, kid.
Eris, do you know who your parents are?
What a very direct question.
I know my father.
Is he the tiefling?
Yes. She was a madam at the whorehouse, and he had an affair. He was a lord. And when the very important people found out he had an affair, they kicked me off and made my younger brother. I was
So
no
you're a
longer a part of
princess.
no longer part of the family though, so I'm not really a princess, but okay.
Ah, yes. Stand a millions.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Very well. Very good stories. Epic. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Yes, yes. You all found your notes. That's very good. I was very worried that when we placed them, that you all would not see them and walk by, and then you will tell me your start of your story, and then we can get on with our story.
That is
That
our
is
story.
our story.
Our story.
What is the future?
That is the question. What will you all make our future?
Stanmir, you're very confusing, and I've had a lot of wine at this point. I don't know what
Fantastic.
yet.
Me too. Stanimir story time.
Oh boy.
Stanimir takes a big old. He uncorks a new bottle of wine. He takes a big old swig and he blows it into the fire. With a little wave of his hand, the fire turns green. Flames of the fire dance, and it crackles and pops, and all of the other Vistani circle around you and sort of push you all closer to the flames. As you stare into it, dark shapes start to appear. We come from ancient land, whose name is long forgotten. Land of kings. Our enemies forced us from our homes. Now we wander the lost roads. This world, the magical worlds, everywhere in between. But this is not where your story continues. He waves his hand again, and the shapes, the dark shapes in the flames start to take shape into a man on horseback. Spear. It's shoved into his side. One night, a wounded soldier staggered. He collapsed. We nursed him. His terrible injuries. We quenched his thirst without wine. He survived. When we asked him who he was, he would not say. All he wanted was to return to his home, but we were deep in the land of our enemies. Isn't it? We took him as one of our own. We followed him back toward his homeland. His enemies hunted him. They said he was a prince, but we did not give him up. Their assassins fell on us like wolves in the night. In themselves. In the bonfire, you see that the dark figure on the horse swirl into a figure on the ground, sword drawn, fighting off shadowy shapes. One after the other, waves. This man, royal blood, fought to protect us, the Vistani who he barely knows. We protected him as well. We bore him safely back to his home, and he thanked us. He said, I owe you my life. He said, stay as long as you wish, leave when you choose, and know that you will always be safe in my home. The figure in the fire dances and sways with his sword, finally killing the last enemy, and the entire thing explodes into smoke and embers and ash, and the fire goes back to its normal orangish color. Stanimir's very exaggerated face sort of comes back as he sits down with sort of a somber, sad look on his face. He says, Curse, we fell our prey. He has turned into a tyrant. We alone have the power to leave his domain after many years. We've traveled far and wide to find heroes, Adventurers, wanderers, journeyers like yourselves. Try and help us. We need to end our Dreadlord's curse, and we need your help to do it. We need to put his troubled soul to rest. Our leader, Madame Eva, knows much. That's need to find you. She would like you to return to Barovia with us. Perhaps put an end to the suffering of the people of that. With another wave of his hand, the fire burns back down to its regular size, and all of the other Vistani sort of back off and sit down. It's eerily quiet.
As like the fire starts to die back down, I'm gonna slowly change my form back, and you're gonna be like on my shoulder. I'm just gonna slowly lower you down. Are you asking us to kill someone?
I do not have all of these answers. And I would say that this is an unfortunate question. The very simple answer is I don't know. There is a curse. Whether it is placed upon our Dread Lord or the land itself, I do not know. As I said, Madame Eva has some of these answers. I do not think that we would ever ask you to kill someone. If we did, there would be a purpose behind it, but I don't have these answers.
You know what kind of curse has claimed you, Lord?
It's very interesting. Whether it is, again, on him or the land or... Oh. The land of Barovia, shrouded in a mist. The people cannot leave. The people live, but it's not life. The land is cold. There's no light. Madame Eva ordered me to find individuals or people or heroes to assist us, and we have done this before. We are now asking you to do what we have asked others to do before, and that is simply to help.
What happened?
Barovia is a... that is the long and short of it.
I won't do this.
Barovia is a very harsh place. There are many things that make it so.
Why us? That's my next question.
This is an excellent question. You are each unique people. I think that we have covered those bases. What a story you've told. What a place you are from. What an attitude she has. This one, unique in so many ways, and yet so quiet. So much, of course, we don't know about each of you. So much you may not even know about yourselves. It drew me to each of you.
Could it also be the fact that we're all expendable? She's outcast. You said you have no friends. I'm what I am, and you're not sure where you're from.
We can always make the best of these circumstances. We've all met each other now, haven't we?
Absolutely not. No life is expendable. Never. You are all worth more than anything. I would never, it was never my intention when gathering heroes for them not to return. I genuinely believe that each and every one of them and you, in turn, have the ability to save us.
Do I believe him?
roll an insight check.
First roll of the campaign.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, that.
He's not gonna tell you.
Well, he was gonna ask one of us to roll.
Wait, would this just be insight?
Ooh.
19 plus 3, so 22.
Hey.
Period.
I don't know whether you believe him, but he believes what he's saying.
So, from what I can tell, he's not outwardly lying to me
No.
or feeding me a line of deal.
Correct.
In his mind.
Right.
Did you happen to ever get the name out of the prince?
Call him a dreadlord.
I think that you should speak with Madam.
Where would we find him?
You see it?
Here.
He waves his hand to the tent.
Big tent.
The big.
She's in the big tent. She must be important, right?
Madam
She's their head.
is
She's their leader. Their leader.
the Vistani elder. She is, yes, our leader.
Well, in the church, we always look to our wisest and oldest for counsel, so Miss Eva can give us some advice. And have answers to our questions that Sir and our host cannot.
You said she's expecting us?
Yes, Madam Eva is the one who asked me to find you.
Do you want us to just walk in, or will you introduce us?
This is a very good question. I think it's best if you interrupt her.
What are introductions?
Alrighty. I turn around and I begin to walk toward the tent.
We follow the little
Follow the little one.
I'm also I'll be the last one that kind of follows, and as I do, the bottle of wine that I've been drinking from, I slip into my bag, which is completely still corked. But
I do this and say, bye, Stanimir!
Goodbye, little one. It was good to meet each and every one.
Thanks for the drinks.
I hope that we can meet again soon. Or
Very nice.
Perhaps.
perhaps. And
I
I'm
think
glad
we'll
you
be
like the
fine.
wine.
Very nice one.
Very good wine.
Are you all heading to Madame
Yep.
Eva's tent?
She's
I-
headed.
Open up the tent and say, hello, Madam Eva. I hear you are expecting us.
Knock, knock.
As you throw open
The
the
quiet ones in the back.
Look at you side-eyed.
Oh,
you
God.
see flames cast a red glow over the interior of this tent. When you throw it open, you see a low table in the center of the tent, covered in a velvet cloth.
What color?
Glints of light seem to flash around a crystal ball sitting on a clawed stand. And a hunched figure appears through the crystal ball on the other side of the table. Her voice crackles like dry weeds as she speaks. She says, "At last, you've arrived." And she lifts her head above the crystal ball, and you see an older woman with auburn and white hair, sort of just frizzed, pulled back in a bun on top of her head. She's got a long hooked nose and simple features. She looks welcoming, if a little alarming for an older woman. She says, "My tent, you are and Willow, Thatch and Eris.
go in and I sit. Are there like pillows around the table?
There are
or something?
pillows.
I'm going
Okay.
to sit on one of the pillows.
Go sit.
Sure.
Hello, I'm very impressed you already knew my name. Thank you for that, because Stanimir did not know it, he just knew that I was a gnome.
Stanimir is a means to an end. Stanimir.
I know that's what I was thinking. I said getting Jack Sparrow.
Excuse me. I've been this way the whole time.
But, Madam Eva, we need some answers. Like,
What question?
why are we here? And, well, we know why we're here, but, like, why are we here? Why is it us, number one? And then, like, what is the curse? And is there a way to get rid of the curse? And, like, what do we have to do the thing? And don't like you're laughing at me.
These are excellent questions. Question on use. Best.
Gary, there are no stupid questions.
Oh, she is very, very right. There are no stupid questions, especially when you're plucked from your lives to just come to this camp where people offer you wine and ask you to tell stories. This is an attitude that you will not find where you're going. You are going.
What do you want us to do?
It's
Kill
standing
him?
here not telling.
No, he told us to ask you.
He told us he would like for us to go to Barovia to help cure / maybe kill the Dreadlord.
Yes.
He told us
That
To
would
end the curse
certainly
and
bring
put
me
them to rest.
questions. Let me do this. And she sort of stands up. She's got a cane. She waddles over to the entrance where you all came in, and she closes the curtains. She ties a little ribbon there, and she sort of waves her. She waves her staff, and the lights sort of pick up. The candles and stuff start to become a bit brighter. And she walks back over to her seat. She settles back down. She says, I will answer whatever questions you have. But know that the specifics are up to you. We are asking you to take on an immense task. And there's no right answer to any of the questions.
Know anything about Barovia?
Good question.
Make a history check.
Cool.
Second roll of the campaign. No pressure.
I think
Yeah.
you might need to speak louder.
Okay.
Solid. 7.
You do have your reroll if you want to. Right?
I'll say that.
For a history check.
You, Barovia, it doesn't even sound familiar.
Well, I don't know anything about Barovia. I don't even know where it is. But from the way you all are talking, it sounds scary.
Sounds like a spooky place.
Nemo Sparrow.
This is a word that we've heard before. Spookies. Well, no one in Barovia. The term.
So an understatement. Got it.
Well, I think you will find out that the people of Barovia do not an eloquence or a liveliness about them that allows them to. Spooky is not in there.
depressed? Do they need counseling?
Depressed is a very good word for Barovia and its people. Counseling is not something that exists outside of the few churches that there are.
Okay.
So, for sending us in to deal with the prince who has become a dreadlord, in some sort of curse. What is the curse?
What is the curse?
It's yes, the curse is an absence that exists throughout Barovia.
That doesn't help me at all.
I apologize. It's the lack of anything, really.
Lack of care, a lack of
Yes.
love,
Yes.
a lack of happiness.
Lack of light?
So you're saying the Barovia just is.
Yes, it is, and it is sad.
I think she's drunk. Need some water.
So, well, I don't know. I'm kind of jump in head first kind of person. So, what can we do?
This is wonderful. Everyone should have this sensibility.
Can I ask one
You may
simple question? What's in it for us?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
He's got a family to feed.
I've got myself.
coming to Barovia, discovering her secrets, helping us and our Red Lord. We will provide you with many life experiences, as well as whatever you can find on the way.
That was starting to sound like an internship, and I was not about
Are
that.
we doing this for exposure?
I would like to be
This-
a paid internship.
I will tell you right now that if you want me to expose you to something, I absolutely will. The exposure is immense. I'll tell everyone. Gary and Thatch and Willow and Eris saved our lives. As a group.
Is there
Together.
a coin to be made? We find treasure that we can.
Like I said, you keep whatever you find.
But you also said that Barovia was
A
lacking
lack of-
everything.
When I said that Barovia is lacking things, what I meant was emotion. There is plenty left in Barovia to find because there is plenty of history in Barovia to uncover. I cannot do it.
Won't the Barovians be pissed off that we're stealing their stuff?
They're already in an
I don't believe that you're hearing me. There is a lack of everything emotionally in Barovia.
So they won't care.
They need help.
They need.
And if people need help, sometimes people give us stuff.
Okay, well, before we can even consider this, we need to ask a few more questions. The first one should be, do we know where this curse even came from? What
How
caused
to
it?
defeat it?
This is a very good question.
Thank you.
The curse is also on me.
That's what I was wondering, because the first time when we asked her about it, she went, and kind of avoided it.
I cannot.
She can't talk about the curse?
That is correct.
Will you
I
die?
want to help you as much as I can. I'm physically unable to assist you in terms of telling you that this presents an opportunity.
Write it down.
Can I try something, Madam Ada, if I may?
You may do whatever you please.
May.
Do not touch me.
Damn it. I was wanting to try to get this Lester restoration.
Oh, Magic. Fantastic. It will not work.
Damn it.
I have tried this before. Many Standard members have told you that you're not the first ones that he has recruited to try and help us.
Yes.
We've had many persuasion to roll through here and do the exact same thing.
And they all died.
And we are still asking for help.
I want to cast Detect Magic.
Absolutely. You can do it. Sorry. This is hard to get out of.
I'm not doing a ritual. I'm just actually just casting it.
Okay.
So, anything within 30 feet, magical. I will know. I'll see a faint aura around the object.
This covers the entire tent. All of the light sources in here are magic. This woman has a glow about her. Her whole fucking thing. Magic.
So it also tells me what school. I don't necessarily care about the lights, but what her presence. Is there a school of magic around her presence?
Her whole thing is, I'm so bad at this.
Okay.
Types of magic.
Is it an illusion? Is it an aberration? Is it transmutation?
The type of magic around her is enchantment.
I have another question.
Sure.
What are you the only one who is under this curse? Because Stanimir didn't seem like he was under a curse.
Another very good question. Everyone in Barovia has been affected by the curse. However, Stanimir told you his story. When the Dreadlord made a promise to the Vistani that they could come and go as they please, somehow they were protected. No one in Barovia can leave Barovia. The Vistani are exempt.
Still picture Ruby?
Entering Barovia is a very delicate thing. I think you'll find probably can't do it on your own.
How do we enter?
Excellent question that will be answered. Sure.
If we enter Barovia,
Yeah.
can't find it. Will we be affected by this curse?
No, another good question and another solid answer that I can provide.
We were told that you could give us a lot more answers than you were able to
You're
give
not
us.
That-
giving us answers.
I apologize. The curse is very
She finicky.
tedious. Finicky is a very good word. However,
Very wrong.
earlier you asked me if I could help. I can help. Not answering your questions directly, I can assist you, giving you a direction to go.
You have a
There you go.
compass?
That's a very good question. Do any of you believe in fortune?
I believe in a higher power.
Okay, good. That's not the question that I asked. I can draw from the cards your future to assist you on the way.
Right. Okay. I'm interested.
Very good.
Also interested. Very.
We're going to do a reading.
New experiences.
Everyone,
Let's go.
please gather around the table. I'm going to move this crystal ball. Look, did I scare you when you first walked in?
Yeah,
No.
I thought you were really small.
Yeah, very good. Very good. That's what the crystal ball is for. It doesn't do anything else. It's there for decoration. She moves it out to the side. Now I'm going to draw 5 cards from my deck. These 5 cards will tell you things about things that you will encounter on your journey. Alright? You ready? You ready for this?
Oh yes.
Are you ready for this?
I'm really ready. I brought it up on the computer. Now,
Let me.
He's reading too.
there will be 5 cards that I draw.
For each of us, or just
No,
for
no,
the
no,
whole?
for the group.
For the group. Okay.
The first 3 Well, you'll find out. This card. Move this out of the way. This card will tell you history. It provides knowledge of the ancient and will help you better understand your enemy. That's that card. This second card tells of a powerful force for good and protection. This is a holy symbol of great power and hope for the people of Barovia. It is lost. The third card is also very important to your journey. Okay, this card is power and strength. This card tells of a weapon of vengeance. This card is a sword of sunlight. And number 3. These next 2 cards are also very important. The 4th card will shed light on one who will greatly help you in your battle against darkness. And the final card. Your enemy is a creature of darkness. His powers are beyond mortality. This card, this final card, will lead you to him. And it's very important that you remember all this. And we will reveal these cards. The first card, do you remember what it was?
The Tales of Darkness, our enemy. History.
This is
History.
the first card. That's the last card. The first card is history. This card is the soldier. The soldier. Go to the mountains. Climb the white path guarded by the golden knight. History. Card number 2. Do you remember what it is?
Protection.
Holy symbol.
Holy symbol
A
of great
holy
power.
symbol of great power. And the beggar. 6 of coin. This one. A wounded elf, as which you seek. He will part with the treasure to see his dark dreams fulfilled. The beggar. It's a disgusting card, I do know. The third card. Sword.
Weapon
Yes, this is yours.
The wizard. Yes. The Master of Stars. You will find a wizard's tower on a lake. Let the wizard's name, servant, guide you to that which you seek. Tower on a lake. Remember. Okay. 4th card.
Card. Someone who will greatly help us in our battle.
In your fight. The 4th card is the seer.
Look him in the eyes.
Yes, the seer. You will find a dusk elf living among the Vistani. He suffers a great loss and is haunted by dreams. Help him. He will help you. And finally,
This will lead us to him.
she was wrong at the beginning. It's kept up since. The last card is the Very scary.
Ooh.
The ghost, very simply, look to the father's tomb. Have fun. These fortunes are never
Father
what you
or
expect.
Father.
These fortunes are never what you expect. I hope it helps.
Maybe.
I hope it does. I'm rooting for you. Each and every one of you. I like you a lot. Do you have any more questions before I send you on your journey?
Well,
Indeed.
I have a question about how we go about our journey. You said that you can't just go into Barovia. We have no clue where that is.
That's a fantastic question. Very wise being. Sings it about you. Do me a favor.
You're right.
Do me a favor. Do the tie on the door.
What?
Okay.
Open it and leave.
Go. Now go.
Go for me.
Eddie, you go first.
I'm gonna leave.
I'll go first.
Fantastic. Leave.
Exit the tent.
You do. You're no longer on top of a hill. She stands up and she walks up behind you. She whispers in your ear. She says, in Barovia now.
Do the whole all over again.
And she walks out and she says, oh look, it's daytime. Was not expecting that.
Is it like cloudy or is it
Oh.
just bright sunlight?
Well, no, because the mist. Normally,
Yeah.
over Barovia, there's a mist. There's barely any light.
So Willow, as you walk out and follow Madame Eva,
Yeah.
you are at an similar encampment.
Okay.
There are 3 barrel wagons, almost in the same display as they when you went in. You're no longer on a hill. There is a wide river standing in front of you. There is a bonfire that is fully put out, that's sort of just simmering. There are a few extra tents, and it's quiet. It is daytime. You can tell because it's not dark, but there is no sun. It looks very overcast, almost as if it's getting ready to rain. The whole camp is surrounded by woods, except for one road that passes behind the tent and sort of just comes down a hill to where you're at, and then goes up another hill as the exit.
Are the Vistani still there?
There's no one outside, actually. Madame Eva's walked outside. She's the only one that's standing there. She doesn't stretch. And then she turns around back to you. She puts both her hands on her little staff. She just waits. Very clever, isn't it?
Very off-putting, but wonderful. We didn't have to move an inch.
It's true.
But we also weren't really given a choice.
True.
It's very
Vladimir said
unfortunate that
something
you feel
about-
that way.
So you're saying if we wanted to go back, you would take us back right now?
I'd hope that you wouldn't want that. We asked for your help and you seemed interested enough.
I think this is a new beginning.
I agree, it's a new beginning. Hopefully, it's a new ending. Wonderful.
We're supposed to meet the guy in the Vistani.
I think he's still here.
What do you mean?
We're supposed to meet
The dark elf
the
among
dusk
the
elf.
Vistani.
He's not here.
Be further in.
We have to
Where's
find him.
Barovia? I don't know what it is.
That's where we have to find him.
I agree.
Right, Misiva, other than getting us here, feel like you haven't given us a whole lot of actual information that we can use. But
Did
Hold
not
on.
answer
Now, wait a
any
minute.
question.
I brought you here. I gave you a card reading. It's gonna help you on your journey.
Is that all you can give us that can help us?
I don't think that you all are grasping how cursed we all are.
I understand how cursed you all are. I was just told that they were going to give us a lot more information than you did.
I don't know who told you that.
Sometimes,
Stanimir.
Just Stanimir exaggerates.
sometimes things happen to you that you can't explain.
Very good.
Says the girl who fell through a hole.
Eh?
Says the scarecrow who's been alive for 5 years.
Wow. That point really just smacked you in the face, didn't it?
It's just
Just a little bit. It did. If I may, I can help you a bit. There's a road this way. She points south. Just as you go over the hill.
The village.
plenty of clues.
I guess we are off
To the
village
village.
of Barovia, where
Is this where
nobody else is
we
going to be able to tell us.
bid you adieu?
Right?
Yes. Yes. You.
You have to see the wizard?
You
The
may have to.
wonderful wizard of Oz.
You know what? There
Please don't
actually-
make us scared.
there was.
I was gonna make it earlier. I was like, oh, he's a tin man from. I'm sorry.
Did Sanoma tell you about the wizard?
The wizard.
You told us about it.
The wizard. The
Did I tell you
weapon.
about a wizard?
The master of the stars. The tower of the lake. We need to give him the name. Whatever.
Oh, that was the card. You don't need to take the cards very seriously. Take what I said after the card very seriously.
Go to Barovia.
Then why did you
No, I
give us
mean
the
the
card?
thing about the card that I flipped over was the card of the wizard. You're not looking for a wizard.
No.
For the Master of Stars in the tower
Or
on
the
a lake.
There you go. Just I didn't want you to be confused about a wizard.
Uh,
But there was a wizard that came through here. Actually, the last group. It wasn't even really a group. It was kind of just the wizard. He came through actually on his own. And he found me, which is different. I didn't send Stanimir after him. He found me. Anyway, he tried to lead a revolt. It didn't work. Probably don't find us. Actually, the wizard's dead.
I guess there's no time like the present. What time of day is it? Or
Daytime.
is there no day or night where we're standing?
It's daytime. It's dewy. It seems like people are asleep. It's probably the morning.
So I guess we are off to
To Barovia.
Barovia.
Gotta
The
go
village
south.
of
Barovia. Out.
Okay, let's go.
As we've entered Barovia, and you all have a direction, we're gonna take a break.
Okay.
We're gonna do a pee. We're gonna get some more beverages, and I'm gonna try and get out of this voice.
Yeah, Jack.
Chat, real quick before we do that, I'm just gonna say thank you to a lot of people. We got a bunch of follows. Sir Boggles, Macop, said that one. Tabletop After Dark, Jokey Flow, Butternut Gaming, and then also bits from Olympian Unruly, Olympian again. So thank you guys for all of that. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Hi, Paige.
Let's.
Minutes.
10 minutes. We'll be right back.
Love you.
Glad that you all.
Oh, hey, we're back. So back from our break. We're in Barovia. If you're new and we didn't get to say hello to you at the beginning, hello. We're just gonna jump right back into it. Don't forget about your biddies. Don't forget about how nice everyone is being. We love you all. Thank you for all your biddies. Thanks for all your donations. Thank you for all your subs and all your follows. We love you a lot. But yeah, we're just gonna jump right back into it. You all are standing at the edge of a Vistani camp next to a river on a path that goes south up a hill or west up a hill.
Can we see beyond the hills?
It's a path that goes there's an incline on both sides and it's just trees. There's not a whole lot you can see. On the other side of the river, there is a cliff face, very sheer, and up at the top, there are no trees. But there is just like a little, there's a sitting haze up above that cliffside.
South is to Barovia.
Yes,
South.
that's what I remember her saying. So, I think we should head south. South up the hill.
South up the hill. I want to start singing up the
This is your all's game.
Well, south.
Yeah, just trying to see if we can get any.
Maybe when we get to the top of the hill, we can kind of like.
As you all start making your way south up the hill, the path quickly becomes enclosed in darkness.
Yep.
It wasn't very bright to begin with,
Right.
And under the shade of the trees, it is also very dark, and it is ominously quiet. Very little rain, very little sounds. It's moist. It's humid but cold at the same time. It is eerie. And as you all walk, it doesn't get much better. You all walk for about 35 minutes before you reach the top of the road. Math.
As we're walking away, can we look back and see if we can see the tent disappear?
As you're walking away, you look back and the camp stays where it is. Madam Eva seems like she's walking around.
Okay. If they stay there for a little bit. Did say they travel a lot.
Yeah, they're gypsies. I don't understand.
They've been to my home. Anyway, we're at the top of this hill.
Can we? So we're at the top of the hill.
Can we see Barovia yet?
Can we see anything? Yeah.
So you get to the top of the hill, and the trees start to part ways a little bit, and you see that it opens up to a crossroads. On the opposite side of the crossroads, further south, it is hilly for a little bit until it just starts to climb and climb and climb to a massive rocky peak. As you crest over to the top where the trees part, you can look right and you see that there is a road that continues to sort of go deep into those hills and then start to climb that mountain a little bit. And to your left, the road leads east, and right at that crossroads, you see a large bare tree. A very large tree with reaching branches, and on several of the branches, you see nooses, some of which are empty, and it is not a pleasant sight. What's everyone's passive perception?
15.
And
14.
12. Oh no.
15, 14, 12, and 10. Yeah, you all see not several, a handful of hanging corpses from the tree. An empty, frayed length of rope hangs from one of the trees. Hangs from one of the lower branches, sort of over top of the crossroads. This road it's very well worn. It looks like it's traveled pretty regularly. But you see no one traveling the road now. For as far to the west as you can see, for as far as the east you can see, you can't see anyone else traveling this road. Behind you, I mean, obviously you came from there, but you see a hazy fog sort of fills the road in the woods where you just came from. And you start to hear some rustling from the woods. And then it stops. Or you hear
Stalked by wolves.
Hells yeah.
Wonderful.
Can we try to see if we can tell which path is most traveled in this area?
it looks like not the one that you all came from. The path, both the path toward to the east seems very well worn, and it seems that most of that traffic goes to the west and not north down the path that you all just came from.
She
Well-
say directly south or southeast?
I don't know, but
She said south.
she said south. But to the west, to the right, the hill's going into a mountain.
Yeah.
And the history, you need to go to a mountain and the Golden Knight.
We also need to go to the village of Barovia first,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
But
that
I'm
could be
just
to the
saying.
east.
yeah, but I'm just saying.
There's another path up to the mountains as well, isn't there? There was the one up to the rocky edge, and then there was another one into the mountains. Is that correct? Or did I misunderstand?
You misunderstood. You can see up the cliffside right in front of you. There's no road that goes that way. The road to the west sort of goes down through the hills before you see it sort of climb up the side of the
west.
mountain
Gotcha.
further
South.
on.
That's west.
Gotcha.
So, I mean, where there's dead people, there's probably living people. Is my is what I'm thinking.
From where,
Yes.
let me help a little bit.
People, there's living people.
Let me help a little bit.
They
This
hang
is the road
people-
that you all just came from.
Yeah.
Okay.
they hang
this is
people
the
as a
crossroads.
sign.
Yes.
The tree is here.
Yes.
The road that looks more traveled goes this way.
Goes left. Yeah.
This is the deeper road that goes through the hills and up around, and then further this way you can just see a mountainside
Yeah.
that is just that's shaded
Oh,
in
okay.
fog
I think
and,
we go
and
to the
mist.
east because I think that's where the village is,
Yeah,
and then eventually we will go to the west.
because thought process. If people were trying to leave, they would see the dead bodies, be scared, and like, oh, we gotta go back home. You
Or it's
know?
a warning for people not to come to.
Or that. Or
Oh,
both.
also right here, just for you all, this is what the Vistani look like.
Okay, that's not what I was envisioning, so.
I know.
Beep, beep, beep.
That is the Vistani. That's the Vistani.
The party people!
Going to the tree.
I strung up a man, they say, who murdered 3. Strange things had happened here, no stranger will it be.
There's not a bard in this party. Let's move on.
At midnight in the hanging tree. This is just for joy.
I just needed to get through the whole song. Okay?
So are
If
we
you
going
want,
to-
I
are
can
we
start
going to the
singing sea
east?
shanties. I know a bunch of those.
Are we going to the east?
It's like we're
Mhm.
going to the east.
Let's go to the east. Let's go get the way.
I
All
want
right.
to keep an eye out, especially back towards the woods where we hear the howling. Like I'm not necessarily like. I just want to make sure that we're like head on a swoop.
Understood.
Probably, but aren't you like a? You're in with the.
Go ahead and make a
never mind.
perception check
I'm
for me.
getting.
I mean, I got
good perception, but
Yeah, I'm getting things mixed up. Ignore me.
I'm good at swinging. That's about it.
17.
I'm good.
17?
At
As you all start to make your way east, you look back into the woods, and there is at least 3 wolves standing on the edge of the wood, just watching. One of them, when he sees you looking, he huffs, and you can see the breath come from his snout. Just
Does he seem intimidating? Do they seem intimidating?
well, you didn't see him.
Oh, well,
But
I
yes.
got great perception.
He
No, you
rolled
don't.
specifically.
Oh, gotcha. Understood. Yep, missed that. But yes, okay, intimidating.
You've never played through a campaign before. You want to do something? You say it. We'll roll.
Okay. Oh, wait, we're the one
heading east.
As you
Yeah,
all
let's
start
go
to head east, and Thatch takes a look back to look for the wolves, out of the corner of your eye, as you go to turn back around and continue walking, you see from the empty rope that hangs over the crossroads, you see a corpse where there previously wasn't one. That just rotates until it stares right at you.
Whoever recognize the corpse.
Roll perception.
That's before we left. Can we tell how long they've been living there? Like they've been
Staying, like,
hanging
swinging.
there?
Several. I mean, there were
Just
some
various.
that were decayed. None of them seemed super fresh.
16.
Music.
Also starting music.
16. It's a small corpse with blonde hair.
Oh no.
And as you turn away,
What happened?
you're compelled to turn back. It's gone.
Oh, shit.
My face doesn't really give away any emotion anyway, so I'm just gonna turn around and just keep walking.
Sure.
I'm just gonna kind of note that. Mentally.
Sure.
Keep going.
As you all continue on this road, you find that you are sort of staying on a trail that stays on top of the hills. And eventually, after about 20 minutes walking on this road, you see down over the side and over sort of the woods that are thick on the left side of the road from where you all are walking. Down in a little bit of a valley, you see a village sort of appear out of the fog and the mist, with several buildings, different sizes, but the overpowering image is the large, jagged cliffside that rests above this group of houses. And on top of it, on top of this precipice, a dark castle with jutting spires, and it's just an intimidating presence that is sort of shaded in darkness but covered in mist, but just looks like it's intentionally looking over this village as if to say, this is mine, keep out.
When the gold pieces says that's where we got to go.
I'll take it.
I mean, it does give a sense of
I had 20 gold pieces, I wouldn't be here.
boating.
The same, but you know, it is what it is. It's more just that. Haha, funny!
Good joke.
I don't think he likes jokes.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't understand.
Oh yeah, he is only
I'm
5
standing
years
right
old.
here. I can hear everything.
Well, you don't have ears. I could be confused.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Thatch.
I don't see ears. How are you supposed to hear? Anyway. Are the wolves still following us?
You want to make a perception check?
Sure.
Roll them dice.
Roll them dice. Where's my perception? Here it is. Oh, I got a 5.
You look into the woods and it just seems dark. The closer you all have gotten to the village of Barovia, the heavier this mist has become. To your left and your right, in the woods, off through the hills, up to the mountains, it is just an imposing, almost a presence on its own, how thick it's gotten towards the village of Barovia. So no, you can't really see anything in the dark. But you do hear, coming towards you, a horse. Coming in your direction from the village.
I mean, yeah. So head on to us.
Sounds like it.
Is there any way that I can make out if there's a figure on the horse?
You can roll inside. Try and do a perception check, see what you see.
I don't think they're going.
And they won't, but I want them to be.
Skills.
Yeah. There we go. It's been a minute since I've used it. Natural 13 perception.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 4, so
17.
17.
It's not particularly difficult to make out because it's coming very quickly towards you.
Yeah.
But you do see it for what it is. It is a skeletal rider. It is a skeleton riding what appears to be a dead horse on the road coming straight at you.
That's comforting. What a welcome committee. Look at you.
Yay.
How far away is it?
At this point,
I was about to say, I'm gonna let the team know.
everyone can see it at this point.
Back the fuck up.
At this point, it's probably
Get behind the scarecrow.
50, 60 yards away, but coming fast.
Going to get off the road.
Yeah,
Off the road.
yeah, off the road.
Skirt.
Off the road.
So
Weapons
you-
at the ready.
You all step off the road, and it keeps coming. And it keeps coming, and now it's about 20 feet out from you all. It
Maybe
is.
it'll just go
Is it
past
coming?
us.
Does it look like it's heading towards us, or is it just going to pass us?
It's on the road. And you can see that the skeleton, he's looking right at you.
Maybe we should hide.
I think
Too
he
late for
already
that.
knows where we're at.
Oh yes, but if we were to hide, then he were to fire at us with anything he has.
The skeleton draws a sword from its side, a broken blade,
Yeah, I figured.
Chicken.
and I would like everyone to roll initiative.
yeah.
for me.
Roll initiative.
Yes, please.
Okay.
This dice was doing so good before we started.
You in jail for?
I do.
Jail.
I do. You're right.
You were fine before.
Go away.
Jail time.
Also, I made
Jail.
our gels.
She made some jails for us.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail.
Not Disney jail. No, jail. Okay, that's what we're doing better. I got the.
When you on the first?
I got an
that's what you
8.
roll.
I got a 6 plus 2 is an 8. Making sure this one's better. Let's see.
All right, folks, what did we roll?
Got an 8.
I like that you have them in an envelope that says skellies.
Specifically, skelly bobs.
I got a 16.
8, 16.
13.
Believe it or not, jail.
Typical in cleric fashion. 6.
Roll the highest. That is a terrifying fact.
I put my dice in jail, so we're good. We're good.
So, to me again, 16, 13.
Eight.
No, I was 13.
Oh, 16, 13,
6.
8,
8.
and 6.
6.
All right.
We're doing great.
We're doing great, guys. We're doing great.
Great. Megan, what would you like to do first? As Skelly Boy on a Skelly horse rolls up.
Sword
to you
out.
all.
Oh, that's us?
Let's get into it then, I guess.
How far out is he?
He's probably about 20, 25 feet away. If you can imagine, this is about the size of a 5-foot square.
So all I can think about right now is how I'm only 3 feet tall and
And he's on a
is
horse.
twice my size. Cool. So I'm going to rage,
Sure.
but means that I get to
Is that the
So because I raged, I get to roll on my wild magic tape. Although it's gonna happen,
Yeah.
we're going to find out.
Let's go.
So that's a 7.
Yay!
We don't know if that's good or bad.
All right.
We don't know.
It's a skeleton. It's damage. Flowers and vines temporarily grow around you until your rage ends. The ground within 15 feet of you is difficult terrain for your enemies.
Oh, good to know.
Yes. So any 15 feet around me is difficult terrain.
I'm just gonna stand behind the little girl.
And I have a 5-foot reach, so I'm gonna up to the guy.
Up to the guy.
Huh?
All right.
And I'm gonna
What? You're gonna.
foot reach, okay?
So you hit the horse.
All right.
Yeah, so that's
He's
about
up on a horse.
9 feet.
Ankle
I'm
biter.
gonna say that this is a disadvantage. Yeah.
That's a natural one.
Fantastic.
If you're wondering, it's a 7 total. Hey.
Sure. You take your axe and you run up to this guy, and you try and do a swing, and just completely eat it. Like the horse is coming right at you, and as you go to jump up, you trip yourselves on some of your vines that your wild magic popped up, and you just a hard miss. Were you going to try and stand in front of the horse?
No, I was just going to the side.
Okay.
Megan, you have another.
Oh, good.
Look for Megan.
Thank you.
The skeleton is going now, and with one hand on the reins of his dead horse and the other holding his half a sword blade, he comes right at you, and he stares at you, and then right as he passes you, he takes a little swing.
I'm so scared. I'm gonna need more d20.
18 to hit.
Yes, that hits.
Sure.
Obviously, we're level 3. Of course, 18
I
hits.
mean,
You gotta cop.
you take 5 points as this skeleton almost lazily just swings behind him to try and hit you. And he continues on, so you can take a
Opportunity?
attack of opportunity as he swings by.
That is a, I think that's a 16. That is a 17 to hit.
17 hits this boy.
Devilish.
That is a 8 points of damage.
8 points. Fantastic. And he continues on. In fact, and continues on past the rest of you.
What did I say?
Glaring at the group as he does so. There's no eyes, so you don't know what his intentions are, but he glares.
Well, I was about to say, smack the Gary.
He did smack a Gary.
What did I say? We.
Get him.
It's your turn.
Andy.
I just will quickly say,
Thatch?
Are we letting him go or not?
Right, struck him, so it is up to you.
Screw it. Thorn whip.
I was about to say.
I have a 30-foot reach with
Go get him.
30-foot reach with it.
Sure. He's about
10 feet away or so.
yeah 10.
That's a 17 plus 5, so
Yeah.
20.
Hits.
Whatever.
Woo.
Ding dong.
Shit. Jesus. That is.
Big dice in a tiny box.
Gary themed shenanigans, and me and my son came to investigate.
Oh, there's a child here.
So that's 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And is this what is this creature considered size-wise? Large?
He's medium.
Medium?
But it really doesn't matter because as your whip wraps around his body, the bone just falls away and he just crumbles into a pile of bones, and the horse continues on, and in fact just
Ding dong.
curves into the woods and disappears into the mist.
That was weird.
Okay. That was an interesting welcome.
Gary, are you okay?
I'm okay.
I feel
It
like.
didn't hurt.
Okay.
It hurt a little bit, not a lot.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
I'm gonna do this. Running out of
Pieces.
That was interesting.
Was that a fluke?
Maybe it was just like a guard that just like runs through every so often. Like
I've never
I've
seen.
heard of this story where there's like this guy, he doesn't have a head and he runs through, but that one he.
Oh, I've heard of him. He's real.
Have you met him?
Yeah,
I've heard of
fine.
that.
I have a.
Ding dong.
I don't know why I think he's real, but he's real.
Terrifying, absolutely terrifying. But he usually hurts people. He doesn't hurt anybody. You're just there.
He hurt you.
Well, he hurt me because I hurt him.
He
Well,
did-
I tried
He
to hurt
did
him.
kind of raise the sword. I didn't.
It doesn't look like he was trying to harm you.
I've seen a lot of crazy
much.
things in my lifetime, but I don't think I've seen a skeleton horse.
I've never seen the walking scarecrow either. So we're living.
What a day.
A lot of new
Another
experiences.
day. You learn something new every 5 minutes.
New experiences. I like new experiences.
New people. We met the scarecrow. There's a talking scarecrow with us. I don't think we can put anything else behind us.
I'm right here.
You are so good.
Again, no ears.
And as you all are standing here, you just hear a light thunder come from the direction of the village of Barovia.
Guess we need to keep going toward the village. That's what Madam Eva said.
So we'll go and we'll talk to the locals and find an inn and see what we
Are
can do to
you-
help the community.
Maybe
We
not
have any money, but
I have a little bit of money.
I don't
I
know.
have a little money as well.
I think
I can probably have enough to get us rooms for the night, although
I don't.
I have
fun
15 gold.
stories, I don't sleep.
Also, if we happen to find a church, I might be able to get us lodging.
oh, I have 10 gold.
It's okay, I only have 15.
I have 10 gold.
Well, with our
After-
resources, we'll all sleep comfortably.
It takes about 30 to 40 minutes as you all continue walking until you come fully into the village of Barovia proper. As you first start to stroll in, almost all of the buildings are 2 stories. They're not the biggest buildings you've ever seen. In fact, they appear to mostly be abandoned. The windows are boarded up. There is no one in the streets. And it is eerily quiet for the middle of the day. Even if there is a little bit, a misting of rain starting to drizzle on the streets. The road transitions from a worn dirt path to a slick cobblestone, and continues, it appears, throughout the village. it doesn't take very long, about 8 houses in on both sides of you until you come to what appears to be the center square. Not a very big area, just a circle of a square. There are several buildings that begin to lose their luster. It's a question in your mind. Why are all these buildings boarded up? Why are there no people? Before you start to hear a small crying, a wailing, sort of just echoing through the streets. In the center of this square, you can see to your left on a corner is a larger-ish building that seems to have the lights on. The windows are still boarded up. The door is closed, but there is a little bit of light escaping through some of the cracks. As you all continue, there is still the wailing continues. To your right in the corner, there's another smaller building that appears to have the lights on. There's a hanging sign from the top of this one that reads Build Rates Mercantile. Doors closed, the windows are still boarded up, but there is, again, light coming through.
Can you spell?
Build Rate, Bildrath. There is a shovel and a gourd on this sign, surrounded by a horseshoe, and then it just above Build Rates Mercantile.
Can I have a definition of a, you said a shovel and a what?
A gourd?
Gourd.
Like a
A squash.
A squash.
Like
Yeah.
a pumpkin.
Understood. Yep. Shovel and a pumpkin.
We still hear the wailing.
Yep,
We have
it
a
continues.
general direction where the wailing is coming from.
It's sort of echoing through the streets, but as you're in the center of town, it breaks off into 4 roads. You have the circle, there's a road that continues straight on, there's a right and a left. The wailing, if you were to try and pinpoint it, is coming from the right.
You distinguish male, female.
Sounds like a woman.
And the Bildrath Mercantile is to our left.
If you all are standing right
right
in the
corner.
middle,
On the right.
facing east, like if you were just to continue on the road,
Right.
to your left is the larger building, to your right is the mercantile, and then they're on the opposite side of the street that you all are on.
Understood.
If we look down the roads, do we see any other hanging signs in any way, shape, or form?
This place is creepy.
Anything
little
that would
bit.
represent or
Agreed.
look like possibly a dilapidated church? I'm guessing at this point, no church in this area. It's still
Probably not, but
If,
Willow's hopeful.
if someone would like to make a
Eris.
perception check for a church, you absolutely can.
I will.
Okay. You know what? I'll even if you wanna roll religion. Whichever one you prefer, perception or religion.
My perception's. Oh, buddy, look at me. 13.
13. If you're standing in the middle of this square
Yeah.
and sort of just, it seems like you all don't really have a direction. As you're spinning around, you glance off to the distance to the north, so the road to your left. At the very end of the road, there appears to be a building that is church-ish, church adjacent.
Steeple-ish?
There's a steeple. It looks like it's sitting apart from the other buildings.
Yeah.
You can't really make out much more than that, but it's at the very end of this street.
Okay. We've got 4 options. Wailing noise. That could be somebody who needs help.
Or not.
Abandoned building number 1 that's large with the lights on. Abandoned building
English
building
hard.
number 2 with a sign on it. I see something down this road that looks maybe like a church.
I said lights are always a good sign.
I think lights are a good sign too.
Can find people.
could
Maybe they're
always-
nice or not, but we can
The
probably
big
get
building
answers.
across from the mercantile may be a tavern or an inn.
That's what I was thinking. was maybe
Lights
they were
on,
that
they
way.
invite people in.
Should
Doors
Should
slightly
we
open.
maybe find a place to stay and then maybe investigate that wailing?
Regroup.
Yeah. I don't
What-
know about that
so
wailing,
what
but we can.
time would you say is roughly? You said it was kind of morning-ish when we got here.
10:30, 11.
Okay, so it's still pretty early.
It's still pretty early. So,
Maybe just woke up crying.
well, we haven't seen a person yet.
No, but we hear something. We hear a person.
Yeah, and
The
that
vines that we saw hanging, were they humanoid?
They were all humans.
Well,
They just
I think that we should go to the big building over here. And she starts moving to the left corner.
okay.
Because the other one has a sign, and I don't think we can go talk to them later. I'm sure they'll have some like supplies and stuff that we might need, but we should probably go and see what this big building is, because I think maybe you're right, that's the way to be a tavern.
I'm really concerned about that wailing.
I'm concerned for probably a different reason. The wailing scares me. I don't trust it. This place is scary. I don't like it.
Well,
But
Best-
if we find the thing, and then we can go figure it out.
let's foot forward to the building then.
In that case, I will stay in the back.
Which building?
The left building.
The left
The
building.
larger one.
The large
Got it.
building.
As you approach this building, as you knock, the door just sort of opens. It was partially open when you approached it. And now that you're closer, you can see a very faded sign just above the door. This is the Blood on the Vine Tavern.
Okay.
An eagle-eyed person would realize that even though faded, the inn of On the Vine has been painted more recently than the rest of the sign, and it used to be an F.
Wait, say that again. Say that one more time.
The inn
Mm-hmm.
on Blood on the Vine, in the On, it used to, the building used to
blood
be called,
of the vine
Correct.
rather than blood on the vine.
correct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. I was like, blood.
I
fawn.
apologize.
We were thinking so hard.
I was like, fawn? I was like, what's fawn?
The wheels are turning.
I was like, I was like, flood of the vine on the
Blood
vine?
of the vine? What? Blood
And I was
of the vine.
Knock knock, anybody home?
Hello?
Well, as you knock, the door opens, and you can see that it is in fact a tavern. There are several tables. There's a bar. There's a gentleman behind the bar. There's a large fire in a fireplace. Mostly empty. There appear to be a handful of folks.
I think the triune people.
Sure.
People?
Question mark?
It appears to
DM
be
makes me put question
three people in the far corner that are in conversation. They look like they're having a meal. When you knock and sort of stick your head in, they perk up for a second and they look, and then they just get right back down to what they were doing.
Walk up to the bar.
Through my legs.
And-
Oh, okay.
and
All right, you're okay. You go first.
I reach up and I tap the bar where the man is. Hello?
Men of
You see a pudgy little man. He's got an apron on. He's got a handlebar mustache, bald head, and he's just he's cleaning a glass.
Excuse me, sir? Do you have rooms here that we could stay?
He looks at the glass. He sets it down. He picks up another one.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
He says, "Mm-hmm."
How much would it be for?
I don't sleep.
I don't sleep either. I go more into a trance.
I sleep.
For how much is it for 2 rooms?
Mm-hmm.
Can you speak?
5 silver pieces.
I'm so. It rooms.
These are big. It's a good question.
Don't actually whisper.
I'm sorry.
The chat needs to hear you. Do we want to just pay for one night?
And then one night for a night.
Figure it later once we get answers.
He puts down the glass. He picks up another one.
All right. 2 rooms, please.
Gold piece.
You said it was 10. You said it was 5 silver.
But for 2 of them, that'd be
Oh.
Yeah, for 2 rooms, be 1 gold.
I understand. Here you go.
Up the stairs.
Any room we want. Good sign.
Do the rooms lock
Sure.
from the inside?
You think?
Puts down the glass. He
Men
picks
of
up another
few
one.
words, are you not?
Just stares at you.
He's gonna hum. I was about to say.
You have ale.
Nope.
You have wine.
Got one.
All right. Well, I'm going to go find my room. Then maybe come back and get some wine.
Do you happen to have a church here in town?
Down the road.
Is that the one that had the steeple-looking thing?
Yep.
Okay, good. Good.
The wailing we heard on our way in, is that a regular thing?
Don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Do
This
you know
person's
of any
not-
skeletons?
Yeah, skeletons on
Riding
horses?
a horse?
Dead horse?
It happens.
Well,
So it's a normal occurrence. Great. Great. This is awesome. And I just wander up the stairs.
You're giving me so much information right now. Thank you.
Up the stairs, it's dark. There's no light. There's no candles or anything lit up here.
I got dark vision.
And you come up you come up to an upper landing that has looks like there's 4 doors up at the top.
I honestly think we could all just get the room and he would not know the difference.
I think that it's unwise for people to be sleeping alone without somebody watching.
I agree. That's how my brother and I used to do it in the woods. Shut up, Steve. I hate this! Used to... I'm just not going to talk anymore.
We can take shifts. I mean, if you all don't really have to
You
sleep.
don't need to take shifts off.
He does not sleep. He says scarecrow. With not even a real heart.
Keeping watch is kind of what I do.
He's got the heart of stone.
What happened?
The smells are invading my cheese. My crackers now taste like
It tastes like death.
vampire's lair.
I thought you would reach for like your gashes, you pop some of those in your mouth or something.
Oh God, can you imagine?
Alright, well, at least we have rooms.
Secure.
We're secure. You said you would keep watch, and we will be good for this evening.
Well, I think
But we still have plenty of time before this evening is over. It is
Yeah,
only
right.
It's like noon.
it is lunchtime. And by the way, before you spend money on drinks, I pull the bottle out from my bag.
Haha, you are a good man.
There we go.
I also don't eat or drink.
Scarecrow?
yeah,
Baby.
I'd like to wander around and peruse the locals, see how
In like at the bar.
at the bar
Are
at
you
the
trying to
inn.
pick up
see-
locals? Maybe she does need her own room.
I do.
To see, like, I don't know. I'm looking for gossip. I'm looking for anything that might.
So if you're just hanging out,
Eavesdropping.
Uh,
I'm eavesdropping. I got the ears for it.
Listen, okay.
if you're just,
I
I
have
mean,
intimidation.
if you're just hanging out in the bar area,
Yeah.
I
I just want to see what what
the
they're
three
talking
folks in the
about.
corner, now that you're paying a little bit more attention, they haven't really paid you any mind since you walked in. They are dressed very similarly to the Vistani that you had dealt with previously.
Okay.
But they're honestly, they're not really talking about anything.
Are any of them a dark elf?
No, they are all humans.
Okay.
It's two women and a man.
Okay.
The guy's big. He's not really saying anything. He's just sitting there, just eating. The other two are just sort of telling jokes, just gossiping about people that you don't know.
Back a little talk, a little cheap. Okay.
Go check out the wailing or the church or something, because he did confirm that was a church.
Yes, which I'm very eager to check out.
We have all day.
I'm down to go there. To the church.
Wherever we want to go, we can go.
Gary, your room upstairs, not super lavish. There was a straw bed. There was a rocking chair, a wooden rocking chair, and a small wardrobe. And then there was a door beam that does lock the door.
Well, that's a lot.
So is there only one bed in each room?
Yeah.
Each room is the same.
Yes.
All in short, thank you.
You can also pull the second
Well, let's maybe go investigate town a little bit more. I think, I don't know, I'm feeling the hope sucked out from this room.
I would like to go through the room and make sure there's no places for people to listen in or anything like that.
If you give me 10 minutes, then I kind of just sit down for a second and ritual cast detect magic.
Sure. 10 minutes.
I was gonna check.
There's nothing magical in this room. Gary, if you want to do an investigation check, you absolutely can.
That's a 6.
A 6?
Mm-hmm.
The walls are made of wood. The floor is made of wood. The bed is made of wood. The chair is made of wood.
Yep, everything's made of wood.
It's old. There's cobwebs. You find a lot of cobwebs.
Wood.
This place is sturdy. We can go.
Great assessment, Gary. I'm really worried about that church, but I'm also really, really, really worried about that wailing.
Well, we can go check on the wailing first, and then if we need the church after, we'll just go that way.
That's all day.
Do we want to ask these ladies about the wailing?
Yes.
Yes.
Because women are gossipers, even though they're not talking. They would know.
I'll approach.
Mother's intuition.
I'll approach
Let's
the
go.
table.
As you approach, they get quiet, and all three of them stop doing what they're doing, and they just look at you.
Hi, my name's Willow. New here, obviously. Is the wailing thing outside normal for around here?
Yep.
Do you happen to know what it is? Who it is? Do they need help?
Pretty sure it's Mad Mary down the street.
Mad Mary? Who's Mad Mary?
She owns the brothel down the street, and she wails.
Do you know why she waits?
It's a
batshit
brothel. You don't want
crazy.
to ask that.
What?
You don't want to ask why there's wailing in a brothel.
My mom was about them.
Is that Thatch you telling Willow?
Yeah.
Or is that Stephen telling
I'm
Taylor?
also interested in if Thatch has experience.
Well, he said he doesn't have any genitals, so.
Taylor knows.
I think Steven just realized that this is going to be difficult.
I do not want to go to a brothel in this town. Sorry.
Because I'm gonna let you know right now, buddy.
Oh, my nose is bleeding.
Ruh-roh.
Yes, it
Need a
is.
tissue.
There's a power over there.
Meanwhile, first aid.
Technical difficulties.
Technical
Someone cast
difficulties.
healing word.
Me.
You
I
got
have a
healing
tampon in my purse.
You got healing word?
I think I got cure wounds, actually. Yes.
I have healing word. She has cure wounds.
Yes. I have cure wounds.
I got a tampon.
Knows better. But yes.
Now it's Bloody Mary.
Okay, so Wayla
Mad
Mary.
Mad Mary.
Mad Mary.
She's been crying for a while.
How long?
Weeks.
None of you have gone to see what was the
Someone
matter?
pissed off their patron.
Why? How can you do that?
Because you would have a need to protect your community, to help one another.
Barovia is not our community. We just live here.
It's very sad.
This place is sad.
Well,
Well, keep doing what you're doing. We're gonna go check on Mad Mary.
Fantastic. I saw you all got rooms here. Thank you for your patronage.
you're welcome. That's what a community does. I would like to go outside and check on Mad Mary.
Okay.
Is that what you all do?
That's what I would like to do. Does the cast agree?
As you all step outside, it has started to rain. It's a very light rain. But the streets are still empty. And she's still a-crying.
Make our way towards the sound.
Sure. As you all roll down the southern street, the moaning sobs are still echoing around. It's really the only thing that you can hear. It's the only thing making noise outside of the rain. It is a very sorrowful thing. She is actively upset about something, and it's sort of the whole feel of this place. So that you all have been here for 2 hours, and it is sad. Several people have told you that Barovia is sad, and they weren't a lion. Eventually, as you get about a third of the way down this street before you find the source of the wailing. It is a 2-story house. That's sort of the second floor is larger and hangs over the first. And just like most of the other buildings here, the windows are boarded up. The door is closed. There doesn't appear to be any light coming, but there's an open window on the second floor that is allowing the sobs to come out.
Down the building. Should we try and enter, or do we try to call her out?
We can try knocking on the door first. I feel like if we just yell at her through the window, she will not. It would be not so.
Shall I?
Do it.
Mary?
The crying, the sobs stop for a moment, or they just pick right back up again.
Mary, we would like to speak with you. May we come in?
Sobs continue.
Can I just kick the door?
Is it even?
Absolutely can't.
I mean,
Make a strength check.
kick the door in. Macho lady.
Athletics.
Athletics?
Yeah.
Oh no. I'm a bad bitch. You can't kill me. 8.
8. You kick on this door and not a whole lot happens. And some dust kicks off of the door when you kick it.
I walk up and turn the knob.
The knob turns, but the door does not open. It seems barred.
Okay, well, good.
Mary, we're here to help you if you need it. Can we bring you something? Like soup? Or wine? Oh no, soup makes me happy when I'm sad.
You hear it. Just wood. It seems like she closed the window.
I don't think she wants help.
Well, that's the thing. Most sad people don't think they need help when they actually do.
That's
How high is the window?
Because the second floor overhangs,
Second story.
it's probably 8 feet up, and then the window's probably 11. And the sobs continue.
I mean, she closed the window on us. I don't feel like she wants.
Yeah, I think that's just a lost cause.
I don't think so. I think she needs help.
Everybody in this town needs help.
Yeah, but
I can.
Could we lift someone up to the window?
Who's the tallest? You the tallest?
I'm 5'11".
You're taller than me.
All about the same size except that one.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be easiest for you all to lift me.
Yeah, you're made of
let me. By the pushing of the door, is it that it's a locked door, or is it something behind it?
The door isn't locked.
Okay.
The handle moved when she jiggled it, but it
And
seems like it's.
The windows on either side are all barred.
They're not barred. They're just it's wood.
Yes.
It looks like all the glass has been.
Pushed out.
Board it up.
Yeah, it's boarded up.
Let's
Yeet
board
it.
it up.
Yeah, let's
No.
yeet it. Let's just.
Is it possible for you to turn into the bear again?
It is, but I can only do that so many times before I need to relax for a little.
So that time it's a party trick. Okay.
I can do it one more time before I would need to at least relax for an hour.
No.
I mean, the other option is that we could, like I said,
I
lift
mean,
someone.
I'm pretty good on the thing. I feel like I can climb up there. I know I'm small, but I feel like I could.
Well, these two could try to lift you up, and I'll lay down underneath you in case you fall.
Well,
Nice. A mattress below you.
Gary, are you okay with us lifting you?
I am good.
Okay.
Let's lift Gary.
Then I would like to cast emboldening bond on my
sure.
friends here.
What does that do?
So 2 willing creatures within 30 feet of me. I cast a magical bond between us that lasts for 10 minutes. While any bonded creature is within 30 feet of one another, each of you can add a d4 to your roll.
So we're doing bondage at the whorehouse? Is that what I'm
Bondage of love and support,
Hey.
friendship.
I think she.
You get to pay for it here. It's fine.
Yes. So each of you can add a d4 to your attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
I don't know what are we doing?
They're lifting me up.
Sure.
Yep.
And then she's
And
gonna
I'm gonna.
climb the rest of the way.
Yep.
Sure. They're helping you. Give me an acrobatics roll with advantage because they are assisting.
And then add a
And then add a d4. It's for 10 minutes.
First one.
No, you still have your point of luck if you wanted to use.
Wow.
That's 15 though.
All right. 15 is the bare minimum.
Excellent.
Because it is still much higher. It's about. You lift your arms all the way up, even with both of them holding you, and you still got about 2 or 3 feet that you gotta get to. But with 15, they can do because both of them are helping. They can do a little toss, and you can grab that ledge. And now, dude, because you barely meet it, do me a favor and roll an athletics to see if you can pull yourself up.
Use your point of luck, or you remember you have a D4.
So you,
can
you
add
got
as well.
I was about to say you got bardic inspiration. You got bits.
You've been emboldened.
You have two. You have
Use
two
it.
luck.
That's better.
And then roll a D4 as well.
I hate this small one.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so that's a 19.
Oh shit! You just need a 10. Yeah, you pull yourself up in there, and you pull yourself into a. She closed the window, but it was still open enough that you could pull it open, or push it in, whatever. And you pull yourself up into a dark bedroom. There's a large bed, a 4-poster bed, and a woman who is on her knees, laying on, sitting on the middle of a rug in the floor. She's got a little bit of a hood up. She's holding a doll to her chest, and just tears, and she's got, I mean, her chest is wet because she's been crying so much, and she looks.
To stay at the window. I'm basically just like flinging my legs over and sitting on the windowsill.
Sure.
Doing the kick.
Hi, Mary. I know this is really weird that I just came through your window, but we wanted to make sure that you were okay, and you're holding a doll, and that seems like it's really not okay, but I want to make sure that you're good.
No one checks on anyone here.
Well, we're checking on you now. I'm sorry we didn't get here sooner. We just got here this morning.
Why would you come to a place like this?
Speak up, Derek.
Why would you come to a place like this?
Well, to be honest, I don't really know, but we're here to help, and we're here to hopefully make you all feel better.
I don't think anyone could do that anymore.
How long have you lived here?
Whole life.
Why are you crying?
My daughter's gone.
Who's your daughter?
My little Gertruda.
Gertruda? Have you seen her recently? Like, how long ago has she been gone?
Almost 2 weeks. She never leaves my side, and one day she just wandered out and she's gone.
What does she look like?
She's so small. She has dark hair and the palest eyes you've ever seen. She's so sweet. I didn't want to let her out. It's so dark outside. It's so sad. I didn't want her to leave the house.
Do you have any idea where she might have gone?
She doesn't know anywhere. She's never been anywhere except for home and the church. That's it.
And you've checked the church?
I've checked. He won't let anyone in, but she's not there.
Who won't let anyone in?
Donovich, he won't let anyone in. For almost a year, he hasn't let anyone in.
Does he run the church?
He's the priest, yes.
Well, we'll help you find Gertruda.
I just don't know where she could have gone.
You've searched the whole house. You've searched everywhere.
Everywhere. I checked the entire village. Which isn't an easy thing. I went out of the village. I tried to go into the wood, and I just can't. The wolves and everything else that's out there. I saw her little feet on the road. I don't know why she would have left.
Place my hand on her back. We're going to find her.
I hope so. I hope something awful hasn't happened.
We will do our best to find her, and we will bring her back to you.
She just goes back to crying on the floor.
I'm going to let myself out of the front door. Is that all right?
Yes.
Upstairs.
Sure. On the first floor, there is a single candle lit in the main area, but other than that, there's some sparse furniture and cobwebs, but it's dark.
Go to the front door and let myself out.
Sure. It's just barred. You can just lift it up.
Hiya.
Hey, what?
Gary, what happened?
So she is missing her daughter, Gertruda. She said that she's been gone for like 2 weeks. And she saw her feet on the road, like her footprints. But she's small. She's got dark hair and pale eyes. And she's not really sure where she could have gone. So if we find her, we can bring her back.
Did she give any indication of where on the road she saw the footprints?
She did not. She was pretty
Did she say where she searched?
said she searched everywhere. She tried to go into the woods, but the wolves.
Does she think that her daughter's in the woods? Is that what it kind of
Or
felt
anywhere
like?
or anywhere else in town that we haven't checked?
She said she's checked everywhere. She said that the only places that Gertrude have been is the house and the church. Which then I found out also in this situation, it made it easy. Donovich is the priest, and he hasn't let anyone in the church for over a year now.
He hasn't let anyone in the church.
Not let anyone in the church. That's uncommon. Church
That's
is
what
open
she
to
said.
everyone.
She said he won't let anyone in the church.
I
Well,
might have a few words to say, this Donovich.
that sounds like an invitation to go into the church.
Sounds like an invitation to kick down the door. The clergy's supposed to help.
What I meant. Yes, let's.
So we can keep an eye out for Gertruda.
Is it-
We didn't see any small, dark-haired, pale-eyed babies on the tree, did we?
We didn't get an age of the little girl. Just that she was
Just said
small.
she's small, dark hair, pale eyes.
She's been gone for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Don't see how she is still alive, but we can try. Told her we would try.
We should always hold out hope for the best.
We could also give closure if nothing else.
Nothing else.
It will have helped someone. Maybe that'll give the town a little bit of hope.
He seemed very grateful that we were checking.
She says she's checked everywhere in town. So do we waste time double checking
Except
the
for
town?
the church. Nobody will be let into the church, but the little girl can sneak in.
Do we check the church and then possibly check elsewhere around the town?
And
I just-
that's not, since that's
2
the only
weeks.
place that she hasn't checked. I feel like
If that's only building she hasn't checked, if that not, then we may have to go into the woods.
Hang on. I opened the door.
Wait,
Mary, I'm very sorry to bother you again, but I must ask exactly where did you see her footprints on the road?
Found the footprints in this little doll. Headed west, out of town. It's the old tree.
Can I take a closer look at the doll?
Sure.
What does it look like?
It is creepy, to say the least. Do you know
It's just a
Lilo,
doll. It's
Lilo's doll from Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, it's
It
patchwork.
looks like that, but not colorful.
Big ass head.
Big old head.
Tuna is Pudge.
It's fish.
Tuna.
But yeah, it's a malformed doll, exactly like
Pudge.
no, Pudge is the fish.
Pudge is the fish. You are correct.
Okay.
She found. Okay, wait, hang on. Let me clarify here. She found the doll next to the footprints on the way out. Is this doll hers?
Yeah.
Yes.
Towards the hay.
Towards the hanging tree.
I don't see her. But we can look again.
We saw
Um,
Well, we
So we
weren't
saw-
we weren't looking, so there might have been something we missed.
You keep up your hope, and we will get back to you.
Please be careful.
We will. Thank you. Your concern. And then I will go upstairs and tell them exactly what we said.
West out of town towards the hanging tree.
I think that's where that's found. Saw. That's where we should start. We can go to the church, but I think that it might be a dead end for this particular thing. I think
Yeah.
we do need to figure out why Donovan is sending people in there, but I
No.
don't think that she's there.
Yeah, Gertrude is more pressing. Let's try and find her.
Yes. Back to the dead bodies.
Great.
Shall we head back to where we
The
saw?
hanging tree,
Well, and just be specifically looking for
small footprints.
Small footprints.
and see if we can find any trail that maybe her mother missed.
Okay.
She was probably distraught when she was.
Yeah, for sure.
I might be able to help with a little bit of light. It's a little misty out there.
There aren't a lot of people who are coming and going, so it shouldn't be like her tracks would be trampled out unless we accidentally trampled them out.
Or the horse.
Or the horse that just ran through.
Or the wolves.
Or the wolves.
I'm not very good at the tracking and the stuff, so if anybody else is good at the tracking and the stuff, y'all can take the lead.
Okay at it.
I mean, well, if we work as a team, there's nothing we can't do.
Sure.
That's gonna get real quick.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Who optimists in this team?
As you all walk away, you hear the bar on the door just sort of.
Yeah.
That
Pause.
makes sense.
Pauses her
Yeah.
crying to
She'd lock us out. Okay, well, let's get off her front porch and onto the road.
the dead bodies. And the wolves.
I would like to help Thatch.
Oh.
Keep an eye on the ground to look for tiny baby
Is anybody super good at
footprints.
survival?
Where are you all starting?
got
Where are you
plus
all
2.
going?
So
To west towards the hanging tree.
We're gonna go
west
back
out of
towards the
town.
hanging tree towards where she said she saw. Well, we're in the last known place of footprints in the doll was found.
yes.
Based on what the direction that she was given.
I would like to keep an eye out for the wolves.
Okay. So just right outside of town, the rain has been going on for a minute. The cobblestones are slick, and right where the cobblestones turn into the dirt road, yeah, it's a worn road. Where do you all want to start?
This may be difficult.
How far outside of town does the woods start?
Almost immediate. Once like outside of town, if you're looking towards the hanging tree, to your right is just woods. They go until they're up on the edge of the cliff that leads to the castle on the side, and then they are just there. You were walking by them the entire way.
So I want to stay on the side of the road that has the woods, and I want to kind of be looking like not on like just on almost like the shoulder. What would be the shoulder
Yeah.
of the road? Because I want to try to look where it's maybe less traveled.
Okay. Do you want to make a survival check for me, and then Anna, do you want to do a perception to see if you see them wolves?
And you said you're assisting me.
I would like to assist you.
How are you assisting?
I would like to cantrip my sacred flame in my hand if
Oh.
I can,
Sure.
and
You can
that
have
way
advantage.
to give him light on
Sure,
the ground
yeah.
and around
So I
wherever
get
he needs
advantage
it.
on that. Don't need it.
10.
Yeah.
The woods are thick. The woods are dark, and they are
Natural 20 plus 3.
Oh. Looking at the shoulder with the light, you are very good at this. You know that you're good at this. And you see several things. There are...
This hits a little close to home for me, finding a lost girl, so.
Sure.
Focused.
There are... It's raining, so it is starting to, muddy up and puddles and stuff. There are footprints. There are hoof prints. There are cart tracks. There are animal tracks. You see, even just in a 20-foot, if you just walk for 20 feet, you see deer, you see wolves, you see bare feet, you see boot prints. You see every kind of thing that you can imagine. None of them are children's feet.
What do we think, Thatch?
It does seem like most of the traffic with a natural 20, most of the traffic goes away from Barovia. There's very little coming in. Ural's footprints and tracks are still there. But very little, it looks like very little is coming into the village of Barovia. Almost everything appears to be leaving this direction.
As we're walking back towards the hanging tree, I want to keep, I'm looking at that, and then I want to keep an eye on the woods as well.
Mhm.
I'm looking for any slight break in the woods that looks like it could be an opening into the undergrowth.
Okay, with a natural 20, we'll let it ride. You, for the first time, you're taking a good look at these woods. They are thick. The underbrush settles. It's odd how prevalent this weird, low-sitting mist fog is. It's everywhere. And you can see, looking into the woods, there is a row of trees and then mist. You don't really see any roots. In terms of gaps and breaks, there really aren't any. It's thick woods that it like a barrier where the sun doesn't shine.
I want to get off the road and go down to the tree. And as I'm kind of standing there, I want to take a few minutes and once again cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And I want to see if this wall of undergrowth and mist and everything is there anything that is pinging within a 30-foot radius, going into the woods.
Detect Magic.
It lasts. Hold on. Sorry, what were you guys going at?
Detect Magic doesn't pick anything up. And as far as now that you're closer, you can see into the woods. It's not any kind of.
It's like a magical.
Right. It's just dark. The canopy is thick. That mist is there. That it covers the ground, and it's quiet. There's nothing going on in the trees.
So it lasts for 10 minutes. So as I'm gonna walk along the tree line for 10 minutes just to see on the off chance something pings within a 30-foot radius of me.
Sure.
As I'm walking.
Thatch continues to walk along the tree line for 10 minutes, 20 minutes. Eventually you get to the hanging tree, and those woods, there's nothing there. You don't see any animals. You don't see any leaves moving. It's dead.
I'd like to check in a wide perimeter around the hanging tree.
You all get back to the hanging tree. That loose noose is still hanging over the crossroads. There are still the same bodies that are there. Go ahead and do an investigation check if you want to do a wide perimeter of the tree. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for. Oh gosh, any signs of the little girl? Patches of hair, small footprints,
Okay.
dragging.
So this is
Marks.
actually going to be a survival check and not an investigation.
Okay. That's not bad.
Come on.
Shy today. You're getting a dice jail. 7.
Yeah, you got
Sorry, 8.
rerolls, don't you?
2. I got 1. It's going in jail though. Please, chat.
Worse.
No, even worse. I'm scared.
This tree is bare.
It's freaking me out.
The roots also the tree itself freaks you out. The roots equally as freaky. It looks like this tree has tried to uproot itself. Like the roots are reaching out of the ground. But you don't see anything in particular.
After what happened the first
There
time,
is, I'll say that there is a loose shoe hanging below one of the hanging bodies.
Is it a small shoe?
No, it's just a boot.
It's just a boot.
after what happened on our way in, once we get to the tree, I'm going to take another 10 minutes. I want to cast Detect Magic around this tree because of what I saw earlier.
Sure. You still don't get any pings. The tree is just a tree.
Gertrude! Love that.
We probably should have started with
Sure.
that.
That's what I wanted to start with, but I was like, wolves,
While I'm walking around very close to this tree, I look for any, like you said, the roots are coming up, and like look for any like nooks or crannies or places that a small
Sure, go ahead and
child
make
may
another investigation or
Hide.
survival.
investigation or survival. Investigation or survival. I'm gonna do investigation.
You got this.
I'm going to use one of my.
we're rolling so well tonight.
Chill.
It's even worse.
Oh no.
I still have 3 more. Should I get another? Give me a
We're
moment.
trying to find something where this kid is. Hey!
What'd you get?
Natural 20.
Nat 20.
Oh,
Plus 4, so 24.
Finally.
they're going around the base of this tree,
the
even
only
with your
one
detect
rolling.
magic still
Third
up.
time's the charm.
There are a couple of burrows, rabbit burrows, holes, where maybe some of these roots have come up. Maybe there were some kind of animal buried in there. It doesn't look like there's anything big enough for child.
Gertrude!
Thunk of the dice. Sound of foreboding.
Are you here?
I don't want to climb up the tree because there's dead bodies. But I want to see if I can get to
see.
I want to see if I can see anything at the top, from the top.
Are there any footprints, small footprints, leading away like past the hanging tree?
Back where we came from.
Like no, like toward like the mountains.
Oh, toward the mountains.
On the other road that you haven't gone down.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make a survival check and the last check.
I think, okay, if a little girl sees a big castle and everybody's in trouble, I feel like a little girl would be like, hey, you're supposed to be,
Castle's back at the.
16?
Oh, that's right.
16?
That's right.
You see several tracks, cart tracks, horse tracks, animal tracks, feet. You don't see any children's tracks.
It's like she.
I have a thought.
Kidnapped.
What's your thought?
I think we should go back to the inn. Second.
What's your idea, Gary?
I don't think it's been 2 weeks. I think it might have been longer. I want to see what the townsfolk know about her.
Fair. And see if maybe anybody saw her go. And how long ago that might have been. Well, we're learning.
So you all are headed back
Headed back.
to the
Yeah,
village of
head
Barovia.
back to the village.
Yes.
Yeah. To Barovia.
You all make your way back to the village, and you notice once you get back to the cobblestones, the rain did not follow you. It was not raining at the hanging tree. It is still raining in the village of Barovia. And as you make your way back to the inn, the door stands open, and there's that same light coming from inside.
Walk into the ladies that you spoke to earlier.
Mhm.
Say, excuse me, I have a question. I'm sorry if I'm interrupting, but
No, go ahead.
you're sassy. We know you're sassy.
Mhm.
But I have a question about Mad Mary.
Sure.
Number
you all
one,
go and speak with her.
we
Yeah,
did.
yeah.
How did she get her name Mad Mary?
Do you happen to see anybody else around the brothel
No.
in the village of Barovia?
No.
No,
Do you happen to see anybody else in that house?
no. Just her and a doll.
She's been alone with her daughter for a long time, running a business that does no business.
Her daughter.
Yeah.
When's the last time you saw her?
Oh.
Don't really see her. She keeps her in the house.
Mm.
Her daughter's been missing.
All right.
Why she's been crying.
Sure.
How long has she been?
She looks over to the other two that have been pretty quiet, and the other woman says, "I don't know. Been like 2 weeks or something. She just cries all day. I imagine she sleeps sometime, but I don't know."
Well, at least her timetable's right. And you haven't seen any small, like, children, dark hair.
Pale eyes.
Really
Mhm.
small.
I mean, I've seen her daughter before. She used to take her to the church when she was small, but she's kept her in the house for a long time. There's other children here, but that little one sticks out a little bit.
Why?
They got, but when somebody has unique features and it just sticks with you,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
this was that. Her eyes are just, shoot, they are blue, just as blue as the sky.
I have a different question. The priest here in town.
Donovich.
How long has the church been closed to the public?
Interesting. About a year.
Year?
I don't know why anybody would go in there anyway. Been a piece of shit forever.
What is the church of? Who do they follow?
Same person that everybody in this entire valley does. The Morning Star. The light.
Oh.
But I don't know when the last time anyone saw the light was. You might get a sporadic cloud that goes the wrong way so the sun shines.
Do I know anything about?
You could roll a religion check.
Would like to. 18.
Uh, 18. It rings a bell.
Okay.
There are plenty of people. There are plenty of minor deities that people pray to. This one sounds similar to something that you've heard of before. A minor deity. The holy symbol is a sun with different rays of light coming out from it. People often pray to it when the people who pray to it are looking for Oop. They're looking for respite.
Yeah.
But it's a minor deity. It's not uncommon.
Okay.
It's just there are a lot of minor deities.
Yeah.
But you've never heard of a large group of people. Does that make sense?
Large group of people following this particular deity.
Right. Usually when minor deities like this pops up, there's a bunch of minor deities.
Yes. Did he say why he closed the church?
But you know what? It was right after that crazy guy came through here and tried to do a rebellion. I think his son went. I don't know, but either way, hasn't really made an impact whether the church is here or not. You been outside?
Yeah.
There's no people here, which is difficult when you own a property that's supposed to make money and nobody rolls around. All of a sudden, the three of these folks, you watch their eyes get big, and then they sort of just put their heads down.
Oh boy.
And you hear a voice come from behind you all in the bar. Well, there are some folks. I demand.
Oh my god, it's the fucking Dreadlord.
And you all turn around to see tall man, very pale skin. Holding a goblet. Just smiling out of the corner of his smile. He's got long, dark hair. Very attractive man. With fur shoulders into a black cape with red silk on the inside. He says, "What an interesting group, young people." And we're gonna end there for the evening.
Ah!
Granddaddy has arrived!
Daddy Vampy's arrived! We're all fucked!
Daddy Blade.
Daddy
Hey,
Blade!
quick campaign. We should kill him right now in the tavern.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go!
Everybody just like
Swarm him!
go.
Thank you all for joining us for the first episode of our Curse of Strahd campaign. We are going to be doing this every other Monday. Interchanging with our legacy board games that we're doing. If you're new, welcome. We are very glad you're here. We are going to be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday every week. Usually we're playing board games. Every other Monday we're going to be doing this. Wednesday, we are going to be doing our community block party using Sovereignty. If you don't know what Sovereignty is, it's an app that you can get for your phone, your tablet, your PC that lets you play board games digitally with your friends. And what's really cool about Sovereignty is that because you're going to be playing with us, you're going to have access to whatever games that we want to play when we do our block parties. This week we were playing Isle of Cats. We're very excited. This is our second time doing a block party. But yeah, we hope that you'll join us because the three of us, Megan, Steven, and myself, are going to be playing Isle of Cats. We're probably going to have a couple tables open. But we want to be able to play games with you all, and Sovereignty is the perfect platform for that. So we are very excited to get this going and keep it going. We're going to typically do our block parties the first Wednesday of every month. We couldn't this month because we were at Gen Con, so we're making up for lost time.
Real quick, Tom, Beck, thank you so much for those resubs. Cthulhu, thank you for those 1,000 biddies. Olympian, thank you for those 5 gifted subs. I resub, that doesn't count. And HGK, I think is what I follow. We're not gonna read anyone today. We're just gonna
Fantastic.
end it. So.
Follow us on all of our socials to keep up with the games that we're going to be playing on any given night. I think that we're probably going to also post the character art for our characters, so you all can see those up close. Amber did an incredible job. Go check out. I think it's been
Yes,
scrolling
thank you,
through here
Amber.
as we go. But go check out Amber's art and her copy and stuff like that. So you can get your dice or your art commissions. But yeah, I think we had a great time. I'm very happy with the way that it went. It's gonna pick up, folks. It's going to. There was a lot of dialogue. I'm glad that we got a combat in there.
Yeah.
It ended. I was pretty happy with where it ended too. But yeah, we're gonna go through. It's Curse of Strahd, man. It's scary. Shit's sad. But we're gonna get through the whole thing.
Especially Steven's backstory.
If you jumped in the middle, the VOD is going to be up on Twitch. We're also going to try and get this up on our YouTube as quickly as possible so you all can check that out.
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. We'll get it in there tomorrow.
Promise.
But yeah, thank you all so much for being here. I was super nervous when we started.
Oh, you did wonderful.
Good to go
Very
now.
nice. Very
I
nice.
appreciate it. But yeah, thank you, Taylor and Anna, for coming and joining us on this journey. But yeah, we're going. Folks,
Hopefully my
we're
nose
doing it.
doesn't bleed.
We love you guys. Have a wonderful middle of your week. We'll see you on Wednesday. So enjoy the first part of your week. We'll see you on Wednesday for the top of the game.
Moisturize.
Bye, guys.
Hydrate.
Love each other. What happened to peace?